All right, welcome back to DangIT Prodcast, a show where we talk about video games, anime, manga. My name is Justin. And welcome back, everybody. How you guys been? Both of y'all missing last time. So we gotta catch up. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Shh. My button's not working. My button to unmute you guys wasn't working, so it's like, oh no. Which means you guys were still muted. It's just that I want to make sure I catch up on that real quick. Where's that button for that? Oh, it's right here. You guys say something real quick?
Yes, hello.
Okay, we're so back. Okay, we're good. We're back.
I love it. It's gonna be that whole intro is just like, "Hi, I'm Justin."
Just a hard cut to those.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's Mark right there. There's Phil right there.
Hey, what's up? Yes, long time no see. I'm tired. I don't know.
I'm tired. I'm dead.
It's been a rough like 2 weeks of work, and next week's
Gosh,
just gonna be even rougher.
Ooh.
Next week's gonna be the roughest week, but the week after, I'll have a lot more time off. So
Hell yeah, dude.
And if you're wondering where I've been, my wife keeps wanting to do stuff on the weekend, so that she just keeps taking me away.
Well,
how dare he be married? Oh God.
I cannot relate.
It's like
I cannot relate.
so many Saturdays. So many of the past Saturdays I've been at my in-laws.
I mean, where else will they hang out? Or when else will they hang out with you?
That's also funny. My in-laws were here today, but they went home.
Phil, can I go come over? Yeah, if you're okay with my in-laws. Ooh, you know what? Something came up. You know something, Phil, came up. Phil, I'll catch you next time.
Are your in-laws anything like their daughter?
Yes.
Jesus
but
Christ.
10 times. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You're saying it's worse?
Yes. by a million.
Hey, they don't listen in, right?
No.
Okay.
And
cool.
even if they did, they'd be like, "Yeah, you're right."
Yeah, you're right.
They say, yeah.
I cannot relate.
You're saying Katrina is holding back?
Yes. My father-in-law would hear this and he'd be like, "Vicious rumors." Like,
she comes from a troll family.
oh well. Yes.
But here, guys.
Now, your son is going to be a troll.
No.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
my son is gonna have. He's gonna be like cooking with like having the sarcasm of both his dad and his mom, being a nerd, and just being like, I don't know. He's gonna have a lot of things from both sides of the family, man. It's kind of scary, to be honest.
Not to mention, he can troll you in Spanish and English.
Yeah.
You know, I was optimistic. No, I think he's cooked, Phil. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. No, he's done.
But here, guys, let me give you guys like a general outline as to what we'll be talking about today. So, we usually keep it around like Pokemon news. Or, sorry, not just Pokemon. Nintendo. Sorry. Getting ahead of myself. We're going to talk about pickups. We're going to be talking about the two set of Pokemon games. Well, not games per se, but we have Pokemon. I don't know why I typed it up like this. I was doing some quick note-taking. But Pokemon Presents, that's what it was. That announcement. Legends ZA getting the release date. We're talking about Summer Games Fest. Obviously, we're going to talk about Switch too. Some updates for Nintendo Switch itself. And then maybe just a little bit of Elden Ring Night Reigns release. Maybe just give us a little bit of sprinkles here and there. Some celebration.
Mm-hmm.
So with
like
that...
Rise tarnished.
Rise.
Rise.
Chicken or rice. Sorry. So,
Chicken and rise.
Pickups, Phil.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Let's do it. Do you want me to go
Let's
first,
do it.
or?
I think you're the only
Careful,
one.
I
Who
pick up like a banana.
Am I really the one who pickups? Oh man. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is officially the final batch of Switch games before I pick up my next pickups. You'll see a Switch 2. So.
Ooh.
I know. Let's see what's on the docket for my Switch pickups. we have my first pickup. And this is a game I have never played this series. I know that they're a popular RPG in Japan.
Oh.
I know that this specific one we never got in Japan. So this is or from Japan. So this is actually the first time we're getting this game in America in English. It is
Mhm.
the
Could be a
remake
lot of
though.
different things.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of different kinds of games and stuff. And you won't see it coming. It is a turn-based strategy RPG series that, like I said, it's very popular in Japan. It's got multiple games in the series. We've gotten a couple of them, but no one really talks about them. Like they're very, very. You wish you're close, actually. Because this is Front Mission 2 remake.
Hey!
Ooh.
Very nice, very nice. I was wondering where the
this is
physical for
Front
that
Mission
was.
2. Yeah, this one's through limited run. They did the first one retail, but I don't think it's sold well because nobody knows what Front Mission is. You know what I mean? Like, and Front Mission 1 we did get in America. We got that on DS as a remake.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it was originally a Super Nintendo game. This is also a Super Famicom game that got remade.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, this is a Square Enix game, actually. So, Square Enix is the developer of Front Mission, except this is done by Forever Entertainment. So, this is going to be a 50-50 right now, like on whether the quality of this remake is good or not. But we'll see. I picked it up because I was like, I like art, I like RPGs and I like Square Enix games. So I was like, screw it. No, we're not going to get this game any other way. So I'll just play it, the remake. The third one is coming out June 26th, the third game remake. So that's kind of cool. I need to find a copy of the first game so I can have the collection together. But next one on the docket is another Forever Entertainment developed game. So this could be a 50-50 as well. But I feel like this one, you can't screw it up. I feel like you just can't. This is a 2D like game. So there's no way. There's no way they can screw this up. And I actually really like this series. I know I don't talk about it often because I don't really talk about my love of puzzle games too much. I know that I like puzzle, like me, Panel de Pon, Tetris, Dr. Mario. But there is one puzzle game that started on the Neo Geo that I really like, and this is apparently the 6th game in the series. I didn't know there was 6 games, so there's that. And this is for Magical Drop 6.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Enhance.
Yeah. Enhance. Oh. Here you go. As good as it's gonna get.
Okay.
Yeah. Magical Drop 6. Yeah, it's a puzzle game. It's a very fast-paced puzzle game. Very versus-y like Puyo Puyo. So I do enjoy it. It's very fun.
Gotcha.
Next on the docket, I got this for a really good sale price.
Ooh.
I'm talking like a steal, brother. I should not have paid that much money for it.
I'll buy it at a
decent
price.
At a low price.
Low.
But I have been really interested since they announced this game in one of the Nintendo Directs, and I was like, man, I just need time to 1, pick it up, and 2, I need to find time to play it because I don't think it's like the previous work that this man has done. But this is from the creator of Danganronpa, and this is Master Detective Archive Raincode.
Oh, yeah, that one. Okay.
Yeah. So, I want to play this. Mark, I know this is on Xbox as well. So, as far as I know. Yeah. This is from the team who created Danganronpa. It's not like Danganronpa at all, actually.
Whole different thing.
Yeah, I assumed it was like another visual novel, like a detective visual novel, like the Danganronpa series is. No, it's like some hybrid RPG, but with like detective things in it. It's interesting. I don't know. I'm excited to play it though. It looks cool. I do like what this team does. I heard, even though I'm not like the biggest strategy RPG guy in the world, I heard that other game that they just released, the 100-Line Defense. That game is like 9s and 10s across the board. So I kind of...
That's interesting. You would never really expect it?
Yeah, it didn't look like my kind of thing when I saw it in that direct, right? And then it came out, and now everyone in the Switch community is like talking about it. So I was like, oh, damn. Because as far as I know, it is a Switch and PC exclusive. So I was like, dang. I got to pick that up. So I got to find a copy. Next on the list is another brilliant remake or remaster, I guess. by none other than Night Dive Studio. So you already know what I'm going to tell you right now.
Here we go.
Yeah. This is a fun one because the original console for this is the 3DO.
The what?
Exactly. Exactly. The console that Need for Speed was born on. I don't know if you knew that.
Couldn't be me, brother.
The
Yeah.
3D who?
The 3DO. Yeah, it was supposed to be the killer to like it was supposed to be one of the first disc-based systems ever made. And if you don't know about it, then obviously it didn't do good. But
Dreamcast beat him to it.
no, PlayStation and Saturn and Sega CD and stuff like that.
I thought Dreamcast was the one who invented Laserdisc.
No, hell no. Sega CD, Saturn, PlayStation, those are way older than Dreamcast.
Oh yeah.
Dreamcast was 1999 to 2001. That's it. It lasted 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Honestly, great concept. They just fumbled it.
Dude, that console has that great of a library in only 2 years. Imagine that. Imagine that, by the way.
The potential was there.
Yeah. But this is called Killing Time Resurrected. You should see what this game looks like.
I've seen that on the website before.
Yeah. This is a FMV first-person shooter. Like the character sprites are actually at like real people acting, and it looks dumb. And it's got this like crazy like story about Egyptian gods, but you're on this like island, and there's enemies that are clowns and enemies that are chefs that are throwing knives at you.
What the fuck?
I don't, brother. I'm telling you, I don't know.
Oh, I
don't know. Yeah. And so what this is like apparently there's two versions of this game. There's a PC version, and then there's the 3DO original. And what they did was they took the best of both worlds, mashed it together to have all the content together, and then they remastered it in 60 frames. So I'm yeah. I'm kind of, you know me and Night Dive. I love their work. So I'm really excited to play this for no reason. Like I'm really excited to check this game out. And then next, the rest of these are nothing but big bangers, bro. I'm talking like some of the biggest bangers you're gonna see. Yeah. So this next one is a sequel to a kind of an underdog fighting game. I don't think most people expected the first one to do that well in terms of popularity, but it was at Evo for so many years, and so they made the sequel finally, and I finally picked up a copy of it. But this is for Under Night In Birth 2, Sis Celeste.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, a friend of mine plays that.
Yeah, it's really good. I haven't played it yet. I'm going to eventually. I want to get into it, but yeah, the sequel. This is the official sequel one. I know it doesn't look like it, but there's like 2 marks in the middle that make it the 2. It's very dumb.
I remember I've seen them play before. It's a pretty solid fighting game.
Yes, I played the first one a ton. It is really good. So I really got into it. I saw it at Evo 1 year, a couple years ago that I went, and I was like, man, I want to play that, and it was fun. Next on here, I got this for a really good sale. I got Under Night as well for a really good sale. $15 each. So I got Master Detective for $15, Under Night for $15, and this one for $15. And this is a little indie collection I've been wanting. I kind of didn't pull the trigger at first because I actually have one of these games already physically in my collection, but the other 2 I don't. And so for $15, I said, screw it. I'll pull the trigger. I can do that. I can justify $7.50 for each of these games, basically, for the 2 games. And that is for Devolver Digital's The Doink Soft collection.
Oh, that one. The Doink.
Yeah. The Doink Soft collection. So the developer is Doink Soft, and these are 3 of the games they made for Devolver Digital. So I have Demon Throttle. Already. That is a game that does not exist on the eShop. It is physical only. So
it's a fun name for the studio, Doink Soft.
Yeah. But my real big reason to get this was for the other 2. So Gato Roboto has a physical that was done by Special Reserve Games a long time ago, but they screwed it up, and it doesn't have it has a game-breaking bug that wasn't like that patch to fix it wasn't on the cart and everything.
Damn.
So this is the version that actually has it fixed. And plus, I never picked up that copy, so now I have Gato Roboto physically, and that's a really good Metroidvania. And then this is the only way you get Gunbrella physically. There is no other way to get this game physically.
Hmm.
So, and Gunbrella is this really cool kind of 2D action game where the umbrella is also a gun. I know it's in the name.
It's kind of what I was imagining, yeah.
Yeah. You can use it as a shield. When you're like shooting and stuff. It's really cool. I played the demo. I was interested in it. I just was like, I'll wait for a physical. This is Devolver. They'll do it. I didn't know they'd do it like this. So I'm kind of happy that I got this. And then I said the rest are bangers. These two are absolute units. So I got this because a friend was getting rid of it. And I said, oh, you didn't like it? And he goes, no, I'm just trying to get money for Switch 2. And I was like, okay, well, I'll take it off your hands for that price, brother. And I'm not even going to actually, you know what? Shout outs to our friend Brian. He was definitely the one that sold this to me. And I was like, there's no way. He goes, I love this game. I just want money for the Switch 2. I'll buy it again eventually. And I was like, cool, I'll take it. And it's a game I really want. I really, really wanted. I just didn't have the money at the time. And what a perfect thing, because they just announced the next games in the series coming out this year on October. And this is for the fabled Japanese phenomenon Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake.
Oh, I was not expecting that.
That cover is still fire.
Sick.
Dude, look at it. Look at it. And if you have Dragon Quest 1 plus 2,
if
you get Dragon Quest 1 plus 2, it makes the full mural.
That's sick.
So, and then for people who are a little weirded out that 3 came out first, 3 is in the canon the first game before 1 and 2. So
technically 1 and 2 are prequels.
Yeah.
No, this is the prequel. 1 and 2 are after this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 1 and 2 are after that. 3 is technically like before everything.
3 is the prequel, which is why they did it like that. But yes, 1 and 2 HD is coming out this year. They announced the Switch 2 version. It's a game key card, wop wop. So I guess I'll get it on the Switch. I'm not gonna lie to you. 30 frames does not turn me off for this game.
Fair enough.
This is one of those games where I don't need it to be 60 frames clean. You know what I mean? Like this is a RPG.
It's 2D.
Yeah, it's HD 2D. Like I don't think I'm gonna be.
I highly doubt 30 frames would be a problem.
Yeah, it's not. And this game doesn't have a Switch 2 edition, so I'm just gonna match them.
Yeah,
to be honest with you. Yeah,
30 frames for a 2D game might as well be 60.
Yeah. So I am really excited to play this. This is not the longest RPG in the world, which is really cool. It's a good, just easy blast through. But they did add a lot of content. There's like a new class in here and some stuff like that.
Ooh.
So yeah, this is the 3rd remake of this game because they remade this for 3rd. The original was they did a Super Famicom remake in Japan, and then they did the Game Boy Color remake that actually it makes it a little modern. And then I lied. This is the 5th remake because the 4th remake was those mobile ports that they ported to Switch as well.
And this one's like full modernization.
This is from the same team who's done Octopath Traveler. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, and I really liked Live Alive and Octopath and Triangle Strategy. So, and I'm a person that told myself I'm going to get anything that's HD 2D from Square. So this had to be in my collection. So I'm excited.
Chrono Trigger will happen one day. It'll be
one day.
God, dude, if they do a HD 2D version of Chrono Trigger, I might lose it. All right, last big pickup. The biggest pickup. This was supposed to be my last final pickup before the Switch 2, but I went a little hog wild, as you can see, as per usual. But this is one of my most anticipated Switch games of the year. I have been looking forward to playing this because the games that are on here are literally some of my favorite games of all time. And I am glad I have a physical copy and a way to play these. And there is no Switch 2 edition because you can just pop this in the Switch 2 and play it. So this is great. And this is for the banger that is Capcom Fighting Collection 2.
There it is.
Yeah, lines up. I was gonna say which? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
I got it the weekend before I hadn't been on the podcast for about 2 to 3 weeks. I had to go back into the videos and see which was the last appearance so I can make sure I got everything right.
Got it.
And yes, I picked this up as well as Anaya. And I haven't played him yet. He's scared of me. He's scared to play me because he knows he can beat my ass in Tekken. He cannot beat my ass in CVS 2. But also, I'm playing it in front of me right now, and brother, why are Power Stone matches sweaty as hell? I'm talking like the sweatiest matches. I didn't realize Power Stone was that kind of game, brother. Like,
I have heard that Power Stone players are next level sweaty.
but like it's a 2-button game.
No.
It's literally punch, kick, jump, and grab. That's it. Like,
To be fair, there are certain ways there might be certain text they figure out with like, hey, this is 2 buttons, but God, you can do a lot.
To be fair, Smash
yeah,
Bros was never supposed to be sweaty.
I was gonna say a Smash. This is exactly what Power Stone is. It's a party fighting game. Was never supposed to be that sweaty, and like Jesus Christ, Power Stone 1 in particular is the sweaty match game because like Power Stone 2, which is also on here, is like more of a party game because it's 4 players. Power Stone 1 is strictly 1 versus 1. So, just to go really quick, you've got Capcom versus SNK 1, Capcom versus SNK 2, Capcom Fighting Evolution, Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper, that's important, the upper part, Power Stone, Power Stone 2, Project Justice, and Plasma Sword. The Revenge of Bilstein, is that what it's called?
The Revenge?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, out of all these games, I have played them all except for Project Justice and Plasma Sword. So, those are new to me. And I was playing earlier Project Justice, and yeah, that game is sick. I can see why people pay like $400 for that game on Dreamcast.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So that's the big thing. If you're a Dreamcast lover, most of these games are rarities on the Dreamcast. Like Power Stone, Power Stone 2, Project Justice, Plasma Sword. Those are all super expensive games, and they're just on
Power
here.
Stone was originally released on the Dreamcast, wasn't it?
It's well, these are the arcade ports. So these are the original arcade versions. And then they were ported to Dreamcast. So yes, but they are running on Sega Naomi hardware. So yeah, Sega Naomi matches the Dreamcast.
As you're saying, so I'm not mistaken, I think Power Stone's console debut was on a Dreamcast.
It's only on Dreamcast. The only other port of these Power Stone 1 and 2 was PSP, and it was a Power Stone collection. And that version's a little interesting because they took the stages from Power Stone 1 and said, you want to play them in 2 with 4 players? Go for it.
Damn.
That's not a thing in this one. However, this version has all the bosses unlocked, which is not something you can normally do. It's basically a hack.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so there's extra playable characters that were never playable on Dreamcast and stuff. So that's kind of cool. But no, out the gate, I would just like to only bring up that Fighting Evolution sucks. Don't know why. Like I'm glad that it's on here for preservation's sake, but like, man, it's like all the other 7 games are highly recommended. Fighting Evolution just sucks. Like it's just mid, and it's boring. It's boring
mid.
in like
boring.
It's boring. It's boring in a way where you're not even having fun. You're just kind of like, oh yeah, well, yep.
It's all right.
It's a fighting game. Like this is. Let me put it to you this way, Mark. This is the game that ruined Capcom's fighting game division until they made Street Fighter 4 again.
Holy
Fighting Evolution tanked the company's like fighting game division because that game just didn't make any money, and so Capcom from there on I was like, nope, purely Resident Evils, purely making sure that these kind of games are the ones we sell. And it wasn't until Street Fighter 4 on PS3 and 360 that Capcom's fighting game like division finally came back.
Yep, that's what got my brother. I think that's what got my brother really back into fighting games was Street Fighter 4.
Same, me too. I mean, I was always playing games like Capcom versus SNK too, but yes, it was definitely Street Fighter 4 that got me back into 2D arcade fighting games because I was always playing Tekken. Tekken never went anywhere. Tekken and Soul Calibur dominated that area once Capcom was gone. Yeah. Once Capcom was out of the business, it was definitely Tekken and Soul Calibur dominating fighting games.
My brother was an Abel main.
Anyways.
He said,
He's like,
Abel's at least like a character I respect. Like if you would have told me he played like, well, it depends on which version of Street Fighter he's playing because Abel's Super Street Fighter 4. So
yeah, it was Super Street Fighter 4.
It's Super Street Fighter 4. I was like, because if you were to tell me, like, let's say we're playing the recent version, right? Ultra Street Fighter 4, and you tell me you're an Elena player, I don't like you. That character is busted in that game, which is so funny because they're bringing her back in Street Fighter 6 next week. The thing is, no, I love Elena as a character. I just don't like she's disgusting in 4. That's all it is.
You don't like fighting her?
I don't like playing against her at all. That healing thing she does. Nah, brother. Nah, brother. And they teased it. They teased it for 6, knowing that we're scared of it.
They said,
the end of her trailer literally has her shout, heal. I'm like, oh no.
Everyone this gave everyone a PTSD flashback.
Everyone quaking.
Right. Yeah. But no, I'm glad to have these because I will claim that Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection is probably the best of the 3 fighting collections that Capcom has done in this style.
So
it is the best.
Again, Spider-Man.
Yeah, it is the best one in my opinion because it has the most popular fighters. It's got the games that people really want to play, for sure. Because Capcom Fighting Collection 1 is what? Mostly Darkstalkers?
It does feel like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, that collection has every Darkstalkers that exists. So it's got half of its Darkstalkers. The others like what? Puzzle Fighters, Fighters Mini Mix, Red Earth. if anybody knows what that is. Hyper Street Fighter 2, that one's kind of cool. It's like all the Street Fighter 2s combined in one, so that's kind of cool. And then I'm missing a game on there. But anyways, the point is, that's mostly Darkstalkers, Marvel vs. Capcom, and then this one, right? Marvel vs. Capcom's the best one, I think, in my opinion, for sure. This is my favorite one. This is like the one, if you were to ask me to make a Capcom Fighting Collection, other than Fighting Evolution, these are the games I would have picked. Like these are the like I call them the Phil selects, like for sure.
Yeah.
Like Power Stone and Capcom vs. SNK 2 alone, I would have paid $60 for this. This is a $40 release.
Pretty crazy.
I would have paid $100.
Wait.
I would have paid $100 for Power Stone 2 alone.
Nintendo's not listening, right? They're not listening here.
And I know, but like if the opportunity struck and I can find a copy of Power Stone 2 on the Dreamcast for $100, I would have pulled the trigger. I would absolutely. And so the fact that I have 8 games on here for only $40, it is one of the most essential collections ever. And Mark, it is on Xbox.
He pulls out the one for Dreamcast. It turns out he's been fooled, and it's just
I don't. I have 3 Dreamcast games to my name.
He opens it. It's literally just a license on a cartridge, just like on the Switch 2. He's like, "Fuck."
No. Do you want to know what I used to how I used to play it back in the day? I had a burned copy of Power Stone 2.
Oh.
I was broke when I was younger. All right.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
And look, man, if Dreamcast, it's so easy to burn games. You literally just download it, put it on a CDR, and that's it. You can play it.
When people are poor, they will find a way.
There's literally nothing else. Yeah, you don't have to do anything else. The Dreamcast will read it, and it'll like nothing.
It was crazy back then.
Yeah, so I literally played Power Stone 2 like that. I played Marvel vs. Capcom 1 like that, and I played Soul Calibur like that.
You already say poor people will always find a way.
So
it's crazy. You could just rip off like PlayStation games, like just like that.
Yeah,
it was that easy.
It's what's really funny. I've been really big in fighting game mood, like more than normal. Like I got Capcom Fighting Collection, just got Under Night. Next week
That's
on
fair.
Switch 2 day 1, we're gonna get Soul Calibur 2. Like, damn, man. And then NSO recently put Killer Instinct Gold. Like, dude. God damn, dude.
Killer Instinct.
We're living, bro.
I know what Phil said. They're just waiting for the right team. They'll keep it going. Just waiting for the right team.
I hope so.
We'll
what I hope they do? You know, you want me to be really interested, Mark? I put Killer KI. Put the new KI on Switch 2. That'd be so sick. With crossplay against Xbox players and PC. Hell yeah, dude.
Honestly, like I remember when there was those rumors going around about Microsoft possibly acquiring NetherRealm. I was like, ooh, that would be really good for Killer Instinct, actually.
That would be, I guess. I don't know. NetherRealm is interesting because, like, I think everybody knows I have a love-hate relationship with NetherRealm Studios in the sense that I obviously don't hate their games. I love Mortal Kombat and I love Injustice. Those are fantastic games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not good at them. And it's not because I don't like try. It's just those styles of fighting games, I don't know what it is. I can never get used to it perfectly. Like I can never adjust to them, and it's maybe because I play a bunch of like Capcom and SNK fighting games. Maybe
Different style.
Yeah. However, I love playing them. They have fantastic story modes. I love like everything about them. I'm not good at them. And then on top of that, they're also the people who add so much DLC, and then eventually they'll make a version that has everything.
The
And so I wait-
definitive.
and then there's my problem. I wait until the definitive edition, and then by the time that comes out, they're already announced the next game. The next game they're
Speaking
doing.
of which, I was super surprised they already cut off support for 1.
I'm not.
Really?
I was like, it was a good.
I'm
It's
not.
a good game.
Oh,
I'm not surprised in the least that they're already cutting support for Mortal Kombat 1 because that game had to go up against Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6. There's
That's
no
You know
shot
what?
in hell.
Oh, you know what? You're right.
That's fair.
There was no shot in hell that game was going to do that kind of numbers. If Mortal Kombat 1 came out this year instead of last year, I think it would have done better.
I guess now their only chance. I guess now their only chance is to be like, all right, we got to bring out 2.
Because there's no other fighting game coming out this year that it's going to compete against. Maybe 2XKO, but that's a different kind of fighting game,
Yeah,
right?
it's kind of different.
Yeah,
It's different.
So it's not the big it's not the big names. Is basically what I'm trying to get at.
KO is
Yeah.
looking pretty interesting.
It's actually
It
kind of
plays
difficult,
really interesting, Mark.
even if they were to release one, like say next year. There's still like pretty big support with Tekken and Street Fighter, so that might be difficult for them to like line it up.
But Tekken right now is in an interesting state, so that's
This
why I'm
is true.
saying when initially it came out, obviously Tekken 8 was hot. Like,
Yeah.
and it's kind of hard for me to say, man. And on top of that, Mortal Kombat 1 has the problem, not a problem, because I think it's cool, but it's a reboot. it's a
Yeah.
brand new. You're doing new things with these characters that everyone's like, oh, okay, it's a little weird. Got to get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
They
So
just keep things fresh though.
it
Yeah.
does, and that's what I like. I'm not saying I hate Mortal Kombat 1. I actually really like that game. I just think the timing was bad. Like it came out and it had to be a better game than Tekken 8 and Street Fighter, and that was not going to happen. Street Fighter changed how modern fighting games should be, and Tekken is literally one of the most popular fighting games right now. Tekken 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really excited to see what Virtual Fighter, the new Virtual Fighter is going to do.
Oh,
Because-
damn, that's tough. That's tough.
Because oh my god, man. I think Tekken's gonna have a run for its money again. After the game that inspired Tekken is coming back, baby. I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
I will
Virtual
say,
Fighter looks insane.
essentially the
it does
granddaddy.
look good. On top of that, there's also, of course, Tekken is still continuing all their DLC, and it looks, according to a current rumor and leak right now, it looks like it's making its way to Game Pass.
That is cool. I feel like that's sad, to be honest.
Whoa.
I mean,
Tekken,
in a sense, yeah,
In a
sense.
but it's
it's
a
great. It's great
also
for
a good
people to
way to-
play.
It's a
Yeah,
good way to blow up numbers.
I was gonna say it's a great way to get people to play it. It's just it needs to be on Game Pass already.
I mean, hey, Metaphor Refantasio's on there, and that's fantastic.
Yeah, but Metaphor is a little
They had
different because Atlas
It's
Atlas
different
already
agreement.
put big RPGs on there. Yeah, Metaphor's
Yeah.
already been out for almost a year in October.
And that's also where I first played Tekken
Yeah.
7 was on Game Pass.
But by that point, Tekken 7 had already been out for a long time.
Mhm.
This is also fair. And I mean, and I also, while we were talking about this, I did Google Tekken 8. I was like, oh shit, they're bringing back Armored King. That's cool.
Yeah. So they people. This is why I'm saying Tekken 8 is such in a weird state right now. I know Anaya would probably have a little more insight than I would. My only thing I can say is like as a casual player and not a hardcore player, I can even see the problems. And that's not good. If I can see what the problems are, then something's wrong. Bakuram, is that his name? Is such a uninteresting character to me. I do not care about that character.
He looked cool though.
And he looks like, honestly, I don't really care for his design. I don't really like that character. And
Mm.
I thought he looked cool.
the worst part is that he was DLC in 7. That's his like first time being in Tekken was also DLC. So the fact that they're making me charge again for Bakuram is like, man, I don't want that character.
Mm.
They did this
Tekken
with-
8 Season 2
They
patch was so poorly received that almost all the game balance devs were replaced. Holy fuck.
Yeah, that's what happened. So apparently they had to continue support. They had to hire another team while the normal Tekken team is going on to work on something else.
Hmm.
And it turns out that team screwed up the game completely, and so they fired everyone from there and they brought back the Tekken team, the original. They brought back the OG Tekken team because they were like, we need to fix this." So
They said, guys, we need you. Red alert, red alert.
so it kind of sucks because what if they were making Soul Calibur 7? What if? What
Well,
They
if?
might
yeah.
still
Dude?
be. They might still be.
Still might be a
So
chance.
yeah, but who knows? So that's why
Oy.
it's important. That's why, yeah. So mostly how fighting games work is like the original dev makes the game, the team, they go on to work on the next game, but the team, some of them, a skeleton crew kind of stays behind and makes the DLC and stuff.
Hmm.
And that's kind of how they keep support up.
They might have just like taken a momentary. If they are working on 7, they probably just took a momentary. Okay, pause for just a second. Let's fix this real quick.
Maybe, yeah. But that's the thing. Fakuram is kind of a whatever character. But then we make the joke online right now that's like they hit the emergency button. They brought Armor King back.
And he looks pretty cool.
And now, yeah, that's the problem. He looks great. Now everyone is okay. Like everyone in the Tekken community was like, "All right, cool, I'm back."
All is forgiven.
Yeah, all is forgiven. Thanks, dog. I'm interested to see what the new character is going to be. There is a new character as the final DLC character. That could mean a brand new Tekken character, or that could mean a guest character.
Did you feel the same way when it comes to charging for a returning character when it came to Lydia?
Yeah, a little bit, because Lydia was
Gotcha.
also introduced as Tekken 7 DLC. She was not initially part of the roster. So kind of weird that they made Lydia DLC. Honestly, the weirdest one is I don't like that Heihachi's DLC. I get it. I'm gonna be that guy. I'll keep it 100%, Chief. I do not like that Heihachi's DLC. I understand that for plot reasons they couldn't.
I understand why he's DLC.
Yeah, but it's weird that the mascot of the series is DLC. That's the problem. That's
I think the problem. I think the reason why is like you said, it's plot.
I understand why. Like I already said, I understand why it happened. I just don't like it. Like it feels wrong that I have to pay extra to play as the mascot of the series. All right, because it's not Kazuya.
It's like paying for a Pikachu.
It's like paying for Ryu in Street Fighter. Is exactly what that is. And if you would have charged me for Ryu as DLC, like because I know Luke's on the box art, but if you would have charged me for Ryu in Street Fighter 6, I think there would be a riot. Like,
or at least base Ryu, right?
Yeah. Like Evil Ryu and stuff like that. That's different. I'm talking about like base line, like base Ryu, like nothing else, nothing more. And it's the crazy because I know that was the issue with Street Fighter 3, the next generation, before Third Strike. Remember that Third Strike is the third version of that game. When the original Street Fighter 3 came out, they had to put Ryu and Ken because everybody else was new on that roster.
Yeah.
And they needed to make sure.
Faces.
Yeah, they needed to understand. You needed to understand that this was Street Fighter. So Ryu and Ken were the only ones included.
Sheesh.
So that's why I'm saying taking Ryu out would be crazy. So when you took Heihachi out, I like the idea that he wasn't in the game, but then you're charging me him as DLC. That's the problem. If he was like an unlockable or something, then all right, cool.
Fair.
Didn't they put in Clyde as DLC in Tekken 8?
Clive is DLC, yeah, which is cool.
Which
I totally main Clive.
Who would have guessed 15 was in Tekken 7, 16 is in Tekken 8.
They got a good working relationship.
I think Clive fits a little better than freaking Noctis, though, to be honest with you.
Noctis also had an interesting playstyle, though.
Yeah.
It's too bad he was a glass cannon, bro. Like he takes little damage and he's out.
True, but I used to think the people who were like masters of Noctis would just focus on not taking damage and just obliterating their opponent.
Yeah, I'm biased, and so my favorite guest character in Tekken 7 was Geese. But I also think Geese has he fits the Tekken universe so well. It's not even funny. Yeah, I kind of wish, how would I feel about Akuma and Geese being charged to me again? I don't know if I like that. You see the problem here?
I see the pattern.
You're like, I don't like it, but geese.
Because like, okay,
Gotcha,
what happened in
Ronaldo.
Because Street Fighter 6, they charged M Bison.
Again,
And
I think
Bison
it's
is
plot.
DLC. Like, yeah, it is plot because at that point in the story, because 6 is finally the next chapter after 3.
Also, the design they went with for Bison is nuts.
Yeah, that's so like Bison has a bunch of new stuff, and so that's why I'm not like as upset about that one.
Bro got amnesia.
But like, I'm at least Street Fighter's throwing in like new characters as well. It's not just always like some veterans, because I think this season it was Bison and Elena; those were veterans, and then they brought Terry and Mai, which would be the first time Street Fighter has official crossover.
Everyone's like, "Where's Dan?"
I don't want Dan in the game.
Don't say that. Don't say that. You low key kind of want him.
I low key like think he'd be funny, but like that's the problem. He's a joke character. Granted,
what if he locked
like
in
nowadays?
I want them to add him locked in. I want him to be locked in.
He was pretty fun to play in Street Fighter 5. So that's what I'm saying. Dan is a character where like it's hard to bring those kinds of characters back because they can't afford to make joke characters anymore. You know what I mean? It's not like fighting games, they have to make it this thing where it's like, man, now we have to make everything competitive. Now it has to be this. You have to make sure everything's balanced. And you bring a character like Dan, who is like the lowest of low tier on purpose, because that's the joke.
Hey.
I
guess still have Kuma, and there's rumors they're bringing the kangaroo back.
I would love to see. I would love this. I would love to see Rue, or what's his name? What's his name? It's Jack, right? No, it's not Jack. I thought about the movie.
Jack.
Yeah. Oh, my brain rotted, brother.
What's next, Joey?
Roger. It's Roger. There you go.
Roger the Root.
I was gonna say I don't think we can make those jokes anymore. Yeah, it is Roger.
It's Roger the kangaroo. Yeah, because it's Roger Jr. as well.
Yeah, because they're Heihachi's pets, aren't they?
No, Akuma's. Are you talking the pets? No, they're not pets.
Because I thought the reason that the kangaroo and the bear Kuma know how to fight is because they were trained by Heihachi.
I know Kuma's trained by Heihachi. He's Heihachi's favorite son.
The bear.
Yeah, the bear.
Yeah, the bear is absolutely Heihachi's favorite son. What do you mean?
Fucking Kazuya in the corner crying.
Kazuya and Lee and Lars, all the sons crying on the side. Yeah.
They're saying that Roger was first born. This is Wiki, by the way, at the Mishima Zabatsu Biotech Lab. So technically owned by Kazuya, if anything.
Yeah.
But he is a part of the family.
Yeah.
What about Roger's counterpart? What about the dinosaur? The raptor with boxing gloves. That one's always made me laugh.
Oh my god, there's a raptor. Oh my god.
Alex? You didn't know about him? Yeah, Alex. That's the one. Yeah. He's so cool.
Raptor.
He literally he's just a palette swap of Roger, but like he's a dinosaur with boxing gloves.
Yeah, kind of the similar like background too.
Okay.
It's just a Velociraptor from Killer Instinct.
It's a mini T-Rex. Like he's just kind of like.
It's so funny.
a T-Rex with like a T-Rex that has like machoke arms.
It's because they were both introduced in I think Tekken
Tag.
They were both in Tag. I thought they were in 3.
Well, I'm sorry.
They were 3.
They just showed it as like a swappable like color palette for like Roger.
Tag. So in 3 and Tag,
2.
They were just palette swaps. They were in 2.
I think Tag 2. I think I just saw that.
Damn. All right, cool. I gotta play Tekken 2 again. They were palette swaps for a long time, and then I think once they introduced Roger Jr., because Roger Jr. has Roger Jr. is the baby in the pouch. The mama is the one that's carrying him. That's not Roger. And so once they introduced Roger Jr., then Alex and Roger Jr. became separate characters because Roger Jr. has his own moves that doesn't work with Alex. Alex
Hmm.
basically plays as a standard Roger from back in the day.
I've heard rumors that Roger will return.
God, dude, Roger would be so sick, bro. Roger, I would pay money for that. I would everything they've done to Tekken would be so forgiven if Roger came back, and I'm not even
You're
playing.
Forgiven.
You said, bro, if you think Armored King would get people's attention to be positive, bro.
Roger. If you want to
Mhm.
talk about returning characters, let's bring back characters that haven't been in the series in forever. Don't do Mokujin, because I understand that Mokujin's kind of a wild card. Mokujin would have to be a free update and not paid to be okay in the game. He'd also probably be banned in tournament play. Or maybe not. I guess it depends, because Mokujin's whole shtick is like he's every fighter. It's just every round he changes. It's randomly selected which fighter he's going to be.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so so
That's
you would have to
that's like the
learn.
ultimate flex of a main, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember playing a lot of Mokujins back in the day, and like you'd just have to go off their stance and be like, oh yep, he's gonna be Jin right now. Okay, he'll play against Jin. Oh no, he's gonna be Ling Xiaoyu, and I'm like, okay, cool. I got to do that. Like,
Hmm.
Like that sounds like if you were to just main that person, that just speaks to your skill.
yeah,
Yeah. Pretty much. The ultimate flex.
I know
if
we
you
went
will.
off. We just went off on a whole tangent of fighting games. I am so sorry.
No, I was biding my time. I had everything wrapped up.
Podcast was founded on tangents.
This also true.
We have a couple of topics. That's why I was like, oh man, we're already doing fighting games. Trust me, we can start a fighting game podcast, I promise. But like,
Save it for Tanuki.
yeah, we could.
Hmm. Let's talk about Pokemon real quick. So that was actually a couple bit of updates.
Before we keep going, yeah.
It was
Pokemon
crazy
Presents.
because we talked about, I think off camera, about like you hearing some potential like bits about like a Nintendo Direct, and that would like get Pokemon weaved into that. And I was like, yeah, I could kind of see it. But then like just like out of the blue, just as unpredictable as they are, a Nintendo dropped this bit of news. I say this bit of news, but it's quite a lot. About one, Pokemon Presents, and two, Pokemon Legends EA release date and the presentation like date. I will go ahead and talk about Presents real quick. Pokemon Presents is slated for July 22nd. That is this Comic-Con week, and also that's like a couple months ahead.
I smell Gen 10.
Well,
That's I get a feeling for
let's
that.
talk about
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we should talk about the possibilities here, because let's talk about the fact that one, I don't think they've ever Pokemon, right? Because we have to
Mhm.
remember that yes, Nintendo owns a little bit of Pokemon like stuff. However, Pokemon Company operates on a different schedule than Nintendo. All right, like they are not. Pokemon Company is the one that handles the Pokemon Presents. They also handle a bunch of their own things.
Mhm.
So you have to understand that for Pokemon Company, this is the earliest we've known about a Pokemon Presents ever. The earliest they've ever given us was a week, and that was for Pokemon Day.
Yeah.
So, and they don't.
Tell us that when we have a Pokemon Day. We all know it is.
Yeah, so like, it's kind of a typically you don't announce that long in advance unless there's going to be something that you want eyes on.
A
Like
massive
you
announcement.
want people to be there and to let them know ahead of time, this is going to be an important date. Do you know what I mean? Like that's where I'm trying to understand. Because even when they did Gen 9, even when they announced Scarlet and Violet, it was not that big of a deal. They talk about a Pokemon Presents 2 days before it started. So what are they planning in there is what I'm trying to get at. It could be Gen 10, right?
I would you're the one who convinced me that it actually might be Gen 10.
I have a strong feeling it's a teaser for Gen 10. I don't think they're gonna actually like show what it looks like, obviously, but I think
I called Gen 9. Will Phil call Gen 10?
isn't Gen 9 Scarlet and Violet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I called that one. You said there's no way. I said, wow,
Oh, okay,
wait for it.
So then
He remembers.
I just don't.
What would you think
look,
otherwise? Coliseum 2? Wait.
Well, that's what Champions. That's what Champions is, right?
Right. Yeah.
And we don't know about Champions. Champions is to be announced. They don't even have a date on it.
Hey, you Pikachu 2. We got the mic
With the
support.
I was gonna say with the Switch 2 mic, you're not wrong.
Pikachu Wiki
Actually,
up. I'm up.
I was actually thinking how you can integrate some of the Switch 2 features into NSO stuff.
Time for our 9 to 5 Pikachu. Okay.
If they put Hey You Pikachu on the 64 app, but you can only play it with Switch 2 because of the mic, that'd be kind of sick. Also, Mario Paint on the Super Nintendo app with the mouse, that'd be sick. But anyways, that's a whole different conversation. I'm trying to figure out what are they going to do here. So that's in July, right?
Uh-huh.
And Switch 2 comes out June. So my guess is they'll drop both the Pokemon games that they announced for GameCube that day. They'll drop Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness. That's already announced, so that's not a surprise.
Right. Yeah.
They might drop maybe some other spin-offs, maybe on NSO. We'll talk about. I don't know. I think with Coliseum and XD will be just fine. Let's see. Because Pokemon Legends got their release date.
Right.
Hard confirmation for October 16th. There will be a physical copy of the Switch 1, Switch 2 edition.
Yes.
Sorry,
I had that as a separate little note. I didn't know if I want to put a time code on that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to, because obviously they'll talk. Maybe there's something in Legend ZA they're not talking about yet, and maybe they want to talk about it that day. But they wouldn't give us a 2-month heads up for that. That doesn't warrant a 2-month heads up. So I'm gonna say Gen 10 is the most highly likely thing. But let me be very clear. It's going to be a quick cinematic teaser. They'll show the 2 legendaries. They'll talk maybe the starters, like if we get lucky. If we do, I don't think they'll do the starters, to be honest with you. It'll literally probably be the 2 legendaries. They'll give us the location, like the theme, and they'll name drop it, and then they'll say 2026. And that is as far.
If every Pokemon teaser always shows off the starters first, I think if they're going to do it, that's how it's going to be done.
Well, yeah, mainline Pokemon games always have the legendaries on the cover, so it has to be the legendaries. I don't think it's going to be the starters because they didn't drop the starters for Gen 9 until later.
No, actually,
those were the first thing they showed.
Is it?
It is. Yeah.
Which gen did they not show the starters on? I know that.
Okay. I'm trying to recall the other ones, but my mind.
Because you know what I'm talking about. They
hazy.
didn't talk about the starters until I think it is Sword and Shield.
I don't remember that one as much
when they
either.
had Sword and Shield, we saw the starters.
Okay.
Maybe they will show us the starters. Who knows?
Yeah. So yeah,
I'm a recent trend.
Yeah. I'm in full agreement with Mark on this one. I think it's going to play exactly like the teaser for Scarlet and Violet, at least, where it'll just be the huge cinematic. We'll see the starters, we'll see legendaries. That's it. And then 2026.
I think 2026, and then they'll drop it's a Switch 2 exclusive,
as it must be.
Probably.
And that's when it's going to be like, oh man,
hell, we gotta get Switch 2s, everybody.
Yeah, basically, it's going to be It's going to be like Pokemon Legends is going to be the transition gap game. It's like, yeah, you don't need a Switch 2 yet to play it, so you can get the Switch 1 version. But there is a Switch 2 edition. So I don't know. I would assume maybe.
And they'll have like a whole like
Gen 10 is a thing.
Oh yeah.
I said yeah.
I mean, the leak recently did. From what I've heard from actual credible leakers, the one part of the leak that's pretty credible is that it's going to be in that Greek chain of islands.
Yeah, I heard it's Greek as well, which would be cool. I like that idea. You would get a lot of like
going to islands again, like in Lola.
I would be really cool about like Greek mythology style Pokemon. That sounds really cool, in my opinion.
Zeus.
Sorry, Ares.
Ares.
Zeus, you dare deny me my doobie.
I hate you. But no, I think it's going to be, I'd say Gen 10's highly likely. Because I don't think they'd give a 2-month heads up for like a black and white remake.
Oh, that's what you're thinking too.
Right.
Huh. I mean,
those are the only possible things I can think of. I can't think of anything else.
Right. I know that we talked and kind of joked around at this point of like potential like ports of like their classic games because they're not going to show up on like NSO, right? But at the same time, like maybe it's just maybe we're like way past that now.
I feel like we're way past that now, and then maybe they could be on NSO, and maybe they're just waiting to do it. But my only thing is that Coliseum and XD are technically spinoffs. Those are going to be right now on NSO. That is the closest you're going to get to turn-based Pokemon, like
or the classic.
So I don't.
Yeah.
The classic style of Pokemon. So I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. If it is if it is maybe like retro drops, that'd be cool.
That'd be nice.
And I still like the idea of like 2 collections, each version on each of them.
Yeah.
But if they do that, they have to do it right. It has to be
Little
a
do you know,
representation
it's
of
actually
everything.
the canceled Pokemon rodeo game.
You mean Pokemon Ranger?
Crazy.
Yo, new Pokemon Ranger game next be kind of hype.
I mean, with the Switch to mouse control instead of the touchscreen, I'd be down, dog.
Even with gyros, I'd still be down.
Even with gyro.
But I don't know, man. This is a loaded like subject because I don't know. Obviously, mobile stuff, obviously Netflix stuff, obviously anime stuff, TCG stuff. Well, I get it, but like the real hype here is why would they be announcing it for 2 months ahead of time? They wouldn't do it for just mobile games and stuff, unless it's Champion. Champion is a mobile and Switch game.
But I remember that having like a long shot away from us.
Showdown.
It sounds like it's going to be a long time, but maybe they just weren't ready to talk about it. Maybe it releases that day.
What the hell? That'd be crazy. Or
and
maybe
they shadow drop it.
It could be a good thing just to kind of show it off, for sure. Because everything about it like sounded pretty promising, and then they told us it was kind of like more of a mobile game, but it was also going to be on Switch. So I was like, how's that working out? Will it be just like Unite?
Yeah, I guess so, because Unite's still going.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I go back to Unite every now and then. It's fun.
I fell off of it really hard. I kind of want to pick it up again, but I don't know.
Same.
Man.
I'm feeling the same way.
Maybe with game chat, we can try it out again.
Hey! I need top. Same, brother.
Yo. I don't know. I feel like with game chat, I'm gonna be playing a lot more online games for sure, or try to set up more online sessions. I'd really like to like play more Splatoon and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Ooh, yeah.
That was one of my biggest turnoffs is that I didn't have a real party system or anything, so we could just be like, oh yeah, let's go. And Mario Party on Discord's fun, it's doable, but the amount of like work that we have to do to get it down is kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't quite beat like that lived-in experience, like face to face with people.
Exactly.
You can kind of get by with it with Mario Kart. It's just kind of weird.
So I'm excited to do some online sessions and whatnot, and test out game chat a lot. But yeah.
Also, the release date for Legends ZA, if we hadn't talked about that, was October 16th.
October 16th. Which now, okay, so when it comes to Legends ZA, right now we got a first party talk. If Pokemon is the October game, okay, what does that leave us with? We have Metroid Prime 4. We have Kirby Air Riders.
Yes.
We have Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment. Dragon Drive.
Yeah. Which
that's it, right?
Yeah. I could have sworn we got a month for Dragon Drive, but you can continue.
Now, the Dragon Drive just says summer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the only confirmed release date is Donkey Kong, which is July, and then October now, which is Pokemon.
Okay.
And then because Nintendo counts Switch 2 editions, so Mario Party Jamboree Switch 2 is July, Kirby's August.
Right.
So Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Sorry, I should be very specific because there's 2 Kirby games we're talking about. So if I'm thinking about it, how does this sound like to you? How does it sound like to you? Right? June, Mario Kart World, the 2 Zelda Switch 2 editions, okay? July, Donkey Kong, Mario Party Jamboree, Switch 2 edition, right?
Mm-hmm.
August, we already said Kirby and the Forgotten Lands confirmed for August. Dragon Drive for August.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. Stay with me. I'm cooking here.
He's cooking.
All right.
He's cooking. He's cooking.
Yeah. Yep. Then we go and do. This is where I'm conflicted because you could swap 2 of these.
Okay.
But let's say Metroid Prime 4 September.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Pokemon Legends ZA October, which is funny. Funny that a Pokemon game releases in October. They never do that. This is where I get conflicted. November. Kirby Air Riders.
Okay.
And there's a reason why I'm saying this is kind of conflicting because Nintendo values November, right? Like November is the big holiday game for them always. So I don't know if Kirby fits the bill, right? Does Kirby Air Riders, does that sound like the big holiday game to you?
I mean, no.
Or would that be Metroid?
But neither does Metroid. I mean, maybe Prime. Maybe Prime does.
I was going to say, but Prime 4, maybe it has a chance, but I'm conflicted because it's either going to be those two. I don't think Hyrule Warriors is those. I think Hyrule Warriors is December for sure. It says winter.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So those are the only first parties, unless Nintendo is not giving everything away. Obviously, there obviously is going to be a direct in June,
Mm-hmm.
and so they're obviously going to have surprises.
They're
But
gonna have winter. Still.
Switch, yeah, and I'm considering Switch 1 and 2 games that have been announced because what's next year? Switch 2 Dust Bloods,
Mhm.
Rhythm Heaven,
Right.
and Tomodachi Life. So
Living the dream.
living the dream. So I think that's a good schedule if that's the case. Interesting year one, if I do say so myself.
Very interesting.
Those are not the year one games I would have chosen myself personally. But I mean, there's some heavy hitters in there for
I
sure.
was gonna say,
Metroid,
not Mario in sight, except for Kart.
Kart, yeah. I mean, Donkey Kong is going to carry that for sure.
Fair, yeah. Maybe this
Donkey
is
Kong is going to
a
carry
new year.
that.
A new year for things to change.
And year one of Switch didn't have Pokemon, not like that. It had Pokken.
Oh yeah, you're right.
We get a new
So-
Pokemon.
It did.
Maybe
Ooh, Mark.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What if
Ooh.
that's what
They
they're
need-
working on?
they need to. I was gonna say they need to hasten
Mark.
up on the patches on Tekken.
Maybe
Mark.
it wasn't Soul Calibur 7.
They could have been Pokken too. Oh,
But then
Mark,
it is so
brother
Calibur, but it's
Christ.
Pikachu with a sword in mouth.
Wait,
Brother
I'm
in
cooking.
Christ,
I'm cooking.
I feel like we're like one of the only people in the world that still want Pokken 2. Man, brother. I'm glad I can play Pokken.
I'm cooking.
I'm glad I can play Pokken 1 on Switch 2, by the way. Thank God that game is backwards.
Hmm.
Because I really like Pokken. I really, really enjoy that game. So man, look what you've done. Now you've got me excited.
Look what you've done.
welcome.
And look what you've done.
I was gonna say you better start changing your ways, or changing your name.
No, not again.
So Pokken would be kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie. It'd be kind of sick.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's
tough. We could spend a good amount of time just trying to like pinpoint like what could it be. But you're right. We still have like a June direct potentially, which can completely like change our perspective on like what's there for the latter half of like this year, what to expect just early 2026.
Yep. And we're talking first party too, because obviously this year we're getting like Final Fantasy VII Remake for Switch 2, and
Oh,
we're
yeah, you're
getting Elden Ring and some other big name games there. So realistically, first party wise, the Dustblood is confirmed to be published by Nintendo in America
Yeah.
for next year. So that is a first party release. So that's kind of crazy. But no, this year those are the first party games confirmed so far. And I don't. The problem is Kirby could maybe fit the bill for the holiday game because it's a Sakurai game.
Yeah. Okay.
And
okay.
that's where I'm trying to understand. Like, is it really going to be that popular? Like, Can Sakurai's name carry that?
I think. Well, I personally believe so. Yes.
The daddy of Smash Bros. Of course it can.
The father.
Well, no, because okay, Air Rides hasn't been touched by anyone but Sakurai. All right, so, but I also know that Air Ride isn't like Air Ride is one of the more popular GameCube games, but it's not a top 10 like be all version. It's not. It's a very niche game when it comes to a lot of popular like modern audiences and popularity.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of a hard sale because it's a racing game and Mario Kart's a thing this year.
Yeah. It has to be different. I mean, it's already different.
Kirby Air Ride
is different.
Kirby Air Ride is definitely different. So
they just had to advertise as
Mario Kart
different.
World?
yeah, give me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Maybe a crossover Mario Kart World.
Oh, dude, that'd be. Well, I mean, you have to like really think about like how they get. I mean, personally, I just wanted to have Kirby in Mario Kart. The best thing I could get was like a Mii costume, and Kirby was the helmet design. And so I was like, "Oh, Kirby's right there."
Captain Falcon in Mario Kart World.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be expansions to Mario Kart World. But as far as Kirby Air Ride's involved and how to like best sell that, I mean, I don't remember exactly how they sold Air Ride back then. So I don't know. I think it depends on like what they have to show for like promotional stuff, trailers and whatnot. Right now, I'm actually like just the general like audience, the general public, those who don't really follow too closely with Kirby Air Ride in this case. How do you like sell us on another like racing-ish game, or what seems to be a racing game? But
The game, I guess they're gonna have to sell it through the gameplay.
yeah, which I think will have a little bit more. It'll be PvP, but not in the racing sense at times. But I guess I'd have to sit down and play like Kirby Air Ride myself as well. And then, yeah, yeah. So I was looking at like what else are we talking about here too, and I just remember like, oh yeah, we just like hopped off of like Pokemon, hard tangent over to just Nintendo like launching games, which I mean I guess that makes sense. So I guess I'll go ahead and add that in there. Actually, wait a minute, because Summer Games Fest is thing. I want to talk about that now, but I know that Phil's just walked away. So I'll hold back just a little bit. Switch games, launch tangent. Yeah, I'll go with that. What else do we have to talk about aside from Summer Game Fest? I'm gonna be real honest with you. I don't want to like touch up on Summer Game Fest in like gross detail as we typically do.
Right.
I'll talk a little bit about the Switch update, and then there's just a little shout out to like Elden Ring. I was gonna actually say like, man, dude, From Software launching another multiplayer like focus game, and then with Dustblood another one. If I had like every dime, it'd be just 2 dimes, which is weird. That happened twice.
They're in their testing arc. They're seeing what works.
Maybe because I mean, I'm kind of down for Night Rain. I decided to like opt out of it because of just a general like focus on saving money towards like really specific things. But even then, like
I've heard good things about it. I've heard that people are really enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a roguelike Elden Ring, so I think there's a lot people get behind with that.
I am curious as to what they're doing with
Baby.
the formula going forward.
That's a baby.
Baby. The baby.
There's a baby, and that's Phil.
Yeah. Were you talking about Dustbloods?
Yeah, a little bit. We were talking about like Nintendo like games like to be released and what has been announced, but I was like, oh wait, we literally have Summer Games Fest. Now I want to tell you, Phil, I don't want to go in gross detail about Summer Games Fest. I don't.
Yeah, me neither.
So we'll talk about just like some core things to expect,
Sure.
and you know what, we can kind of.
That boy got his mama hair.
Wait, is there any reason you don't want to go into that? I just want to know.
I'm just tired already. I've been on
Tired of like.
I've already been on the treadmill for an hour, figuratively.
I feel that.
Because it's just like because I'll reference like the screenshot and it's like, oh, let's go through every single like dev, and I'm like, oh god, please.
No.
That boy looked straight into the camera, shimmied his head for a second with his mouth wide open.
Yeah, no, let's not do that.
Okay, thank you.
My only interesting one I note there is why is the Switch 2 logo there?
That's why I
And
wanted
there's
to at least bring up.
Because a lot of people, because if you see PlayStation and Xbox, their logos, right? So there's going to be first party announcements from them. I
Yeah.
think, and I was looking into videos and people talking about this. Jeff Keighley can't use that logo without permission. So
He must have permission.
what I'm assuming this means is there's going to be Switch 2 game announcements, but they're not necessarily Nintendo games.
Oh, interesting.
I think there's going to be Switch 2 versions of games being announced. So that's all it is.
Third party.
Exactly.
I think that's good that you clarify that because I wasn't sure myself either.
I'm pretty sure that's what it means. Because if Nintendo's logo was there,
Yeah.
then they're teasing a Nintendo first party announcement. They're not. I'm assuming they're just saying here's some games that are going to be announced for Switch 2.
Got you.
That are third party, yeah. Because I'm assuming that's what they'll talk about, like Elden Ring and some other stuff that are coming out, like the release dates, Virtual Fighter 5 from Sega. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, because I definitely don't want to break down the list. That's a lot of developers, and it says part 1.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. It says like round 1. I'm like, oh god.
So like, I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief.
Jeff's running the victory lap.
I don't want to do that. So I'll just say, I don't know what to predict with Summer Games Fest.
Actually, you know what? I was gonna
Because
say
I really don't like. I really haven't thought about it or looked into it.
the only thing that I've like been able to piece out of it, aside from like potential things on like Nintendo Switch 2, but I think you may have clarified just a little bit. Maybe Sega, just like finally showing all the modern games aside from like what we've seen so far, Shinobi. Like maybe it could be like potential to show that off. Looks we got some bebe stuff. Gotcha. Bubba. Oh no, DangIT's there.
It doesn't help if I say baba. I'm just saying like fucking dad in Vietnamese. Baba.
Bubba. Hold on. Just had the screenshot right there. Okay, there we go. I do want to like focus in on Square Enix. I want to just home in on that real quick, but I'll wait for Phil. Cause you and I. Or whichever we know. I am curious about Yacht Club games because they have Mina the Hollower. That's kind of the only project they've been like working on publicly.
No, Kingdom Hearts shows up. Shut up.
What? I didn't say that.
I heard you start singing. No shot in hell. I refuse to believe it. I don't care.
Okay. So speaking of Square Enix, you know what? It might be way too early for this. Potentially Final Fantasy VII like remake stuff. Potentially.
Nope. Only thing they're gonna announce there is like an Xbox port, and that's the only thing I would ever think about. Other than that, nope.
There you go, Mark.
No shot.
Finally.
No shot. I'm not playing this shit with Square Enix. I'm not doing it. All right, look, there's no shot it's Kingdom Hearts. There's no shot it's freaking any of the Final Fantasy VII remakes. Hell, I don't even think it's the next mainline Final Fantasy. All right, I think Square Enix is gonna have to work on a lot of things before they can even
Final
announce
Fantasy
the
VII
next
Rebirth on the Switch too.
Well, that's kind of soft confirmed, but yes.
Yeah, that is a soft confirmation.
It is a soft. They were like, "Oh yeah, remake's the first part of the trilogy. We can't wait to see what the project of this remake project is on Switch 2." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So they're announcing everything else. Got it. Without having to say they're going to do it.
Fair.
But no,
So no
said-
Kingdom Hearts?
you said
No Kingdom Hearts.
no. I would be shook. And you know what? I hope I'm gonna say no now so I can lower my expectations, because then when it does happen, I'm gonna freak out.
Okay. All right.
But I will say, when you said Yacht Club, right? I know they have Mina the Hauler,
Okay.
and they have the Shovel of Hope DX.
Oh, you're right. I do remember that.
So that's the only things I know they're working on. They have been teasing a 3D Shovel Knight, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't think that's going to be there. I think they're going to announce the date for Shovel of Hope DX and Mina the Hollower, because those
Okay.
are the big two for them.
Okay.
And man, I can't wait. Mina the Hollower looks so sick, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think
And I
I'm
think
sorry.
Shovel of Hope DX is cool. It's weird because it's not the full entirety of Shovel Knight. It's just the Shovel of Hope campaign, which is the best campaign, mind you. It's the main Shovel Knight game is the best. I just think it's weird because why not preserve everything, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Dude. Sorry. He spit up again. Give me a minute.
Oh no.
This is the
He did
second time in a
bad.
row.
He's going through an era, a phase.
He said, "Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Check this one out."
Check this out. Bleh.
Even funnier the second time.
Oh, you know what? Bandai Namco, I do see them, but I actually have no idea what they would be like working on.
There's a lot they could be working on.
Yeah, like they kind of have like a pretty big reach. Meanwhile,
Like, that is such a wide net that could be could be working on.
yeah, even like new stuff. Whereas like I look at Atari and I'm like, they typically like just touch up on some old stuff that they like worked on like in the past. That's how I kind
New
of
Atari
associate
stuff
them.
would be wild.
Yeah, and it's not like they haven't like done that before, but it's like, huh, that would be a
It's
surprise.
like, it reminds you, oh yeah, Atari's still alive.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. It feels like over the years they've been like kind of like revitalizing themselves. I would not
They're
have
like, we're
otherwise
planning
seen.
a comeback.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Same way as I'm
They're
seeing
going just very
Sega going back
slow,
to
but
their
they're
old roots.
they're ramping up for a very high level comeback.
I'm waiting for it.
Once again, we'll all be hearing Atari.
And
I
then, of
remember
course,
that starting up games, hearing Atari.
cause you and I.
As I know my
Whichever we know. Hold
All
on.
right, I'm back. Sorry.
Before we get copyrighted. Capcom, actually, Phil.
That boy is staring me directly in the eyes.
Yeah. What was the big announcement last year for Capcom? Wasn't it Street Fighter Year 2 DLC?
Maybe?
So wouldn't they do Year 3? Right? I don't know though, because that's 50-50 because Elena comes out June 5th.
Damn. You know what?
Elena
Just
comes out
kind of
June
showing
5th.
up. Oh my god, I see Katrina in the background.
Dude,
She's just checking.
what's kind of making me geek a little bit is seeing, I can see that one piece of hair coming up under Phil's head. He looks like Alfalfa from the fucking Little Rascals.
That's all I have left, dog. Leave me alone.
Dude, I feel you. I feel you, though.
That's all I have left. But anyways,
I didn't say
I think Street Fighter is maybe likely. I if you're expecting Resident Evil 9, that's not happening. Not at this.
I don't know. I can't really predict like Capcom as far as like the individual like series that they got going on.
It's just that Capcom is on right now on such a high right now that it could be anything, because Capcom is now finally back to where they can make these kind of games again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like they can make collections, they can make new games in obscure franchises like Onimusha and Okami, and like we are in the renaissance of Capcom games again. Capcom is now, in my opinion, one of the biggest third parties ever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe more Monster Hunter Wilds content.
You know what? That's a pretty decent likelihood.
I don't know. Like that's the thing. Capcom is loaded. It's a loaded question. I think it's either going to be Street Fighter DLC or it's going to be maybe Onimusha trailer. They can do that. If you're talking about a new game, it's probably Onimusha because I don't think it's Pragmata. I think Pragmata is in development.
Yeah, unfortunately for that one.
I hope that game is good. By the way, I hope when Pragmata comes out, it's like one of the best games of all time, and it's
I
like
hope so too.
And it's like, damn, good job, Capcom. No wonder you delayed it. Like, you know what I mean?
Make it worth for sure.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I'm just like, Capcom is such an interesting company right now because everything they touch right now is gold. So I don't think they want anything they show has to be like.
You think?
I think the only modern fumble was what, Exoprimal.
Yeah. Yeah, as far as like new.
Yeah,
it was a fun game. It didn't feel like they gave it enough to keep it going.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's the only big fumble. Everything else they've touched is gold. Dragon's Dogma 2 is really good. Freaking Monster Hunter Wilds, Street Fighter 6, all the fighting collections they've done with that are appeasing to all the fans.
Yeah.
Freaking all the Mega Man Legacy games they've done. Freaking how we can argue Mega Man 11 is part of this modern era. All the Resident Evils. So I don't know. I just don't think I think it's too early. Well, here's the thing. It's not too early for Resident Evil 9. They should have announced that a long time ago.
I want to drop like a single prediction, and there's not a lot going for it. Just running off of like the recent high that they had with it. Well, you could define what high is for this one. Devil May Cry.
That is a possibility.
Devil May Cry 6?
I got some questions.
Brother, are you cooking right now?
Where's the family going with this?
He's cooking. He's cooking.
Are you cooking right now? Because
Does Virgil see his grandchild?
I didn't even.
That's what I want to know.
Devil May Cry. I didn't even think about Devil May Cry. I don't know why I didn't do that.
No, here's the real question: is that will they bring Casey Edwards back for the music?
Well, unlike Mick Gordon, at least he's on good terms. So
if they bring Casey Edwards back for more music, they are cooking.
We'll see.
You can't go wrong with the music there.
So I don't know. Capcom's a loaded question for sure.
That one's a tough one. You're right. They got too much for a good spreadsheet now to like.
Well, because
really
if they don't do Street Fighter 6, if they don't do Street Fighter 6 year 3 there, they'll do it at Evo.
Yeah, I believe that.
So I just don't know.
I think.
Yeah, you're not going through the whole development list, right?
No, I'm not. I'm just like picking like ones that like really like pique our interest.
Well, Xbox is a little interesting, only because they have their show 2 days after.
You're right.
So
I keep forgetting to. Yeah, hold on.
And so I guess Xbox is gonna give like a quick like announcement there. Just kind of, hey Jeff, here you go.
Here you go. And as a reminder, we have our Xbox showcase thing. A couple days later.
I'm looking forward to see what they have to show.
I'm curious
and
too.
Then first party PlayStation wise,
I mean, I only know of I even forget the name.
Well, hold on. Are those? Well, I mean, maybe I'm jumping the gun. Are those two names only on there because they're gonna show something at Summer Game Fest, or it's because they're gonna have their own presentations, and then Jeff Keighley's gonna put slap the Summer Games Fest name on it? Because last year's State of Play was also a Summer Games Fest State of Play.
Really? Okay.
As far as I remember. I could be wrong. As far as I remember, it was Summer Games Fest is like slapped on.
Okay. That's tough.
Because I would assume that's what it's. Kojima's going to be on the stage, quote unquote. So like he's actually going to announce something there, and I'm assuming it's OD. Oh, you know what? That's the Xbox game. I just thought about it because that is a published Microsoft game. So yeah, that's OD. I'm assuming it's OD.
Would like to know more.
Yeah, I think because they can't do Death Stranding 2. It's coming out literally in June. So, and his other self-action game is years away. So
Oh yeah, totally forgot about that.
Fizzant. It's years away.
I understand Kojima.
So I think that's what it's gonna be.
Fair enough. Yeah, it honestly feels like jumping off points because PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo otherwise will do their own thing. But they'll be willing to play
Nintendo
ball.
doesn't. This is why I'm not sure if the rumor about Nintendo Direct happening this week, upcoming week, because I don't think they want to be anywhere near Summer Games Fest for Jeff Keighley to be like, "Hey, guess what? Guess what's part of Summer Games Fest?" Like, no, like it's not. That's not how it works, brother. Like, you don't just get to put the name on it. Yeah. So, Nintendo does do it in June, but they kind of wait like 2 weeks out. So they don't have to be anywhere near Summer Games Fest. It's their own thing.
Yeah.
Besides, I also think it'd be crazy to do a direct the week of the Switch 2 launch. You know what I mean? Now, granted,
insane.
The argument against that is, well, wouldn't you want to put dates on these first party games so you have like Switch 2 sales keep going and people keep wanting them? Like the month that Metroid Prime comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And we know the month people are going to be trying to find Switch 2s. You know what I mean? Like,
right. I'm pretty sure they've like really considered all the possibilities here. They might be approaching it differently, like year per year, just based on like how things have like been received. But I otherwise think that they have like a good general plan of how they want to do this.
mm-hmm.
So I think you're right. They would probably maybe have something here, but then like they will have their own like presentations to list things out further out, and it'll be like during a good time where everyone's like still on the highs of Nintendo Switch 2, but it's not one of those things where it's like Switch 2 launch and then bam, the day after it's like here's a direct. And it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, Mark, what do you want to see? I'll ask both of you this question. What do you want to see from Summer Games Fest the most? Like, or not a lot. It doesn't matter which developer. Just a single thing you want. Like, you would that would get you super hyped.
Oh,
That's a hard question.
Yeah, I know it's a hard question.
Metaphor 2. No, wait.
No, that's crazy.
Honestly, it really is a hard question.
I was thinking more along the lines of like. I was thinking more along the lines of like maybe
Sonic
like a big no, well, Sonic anything would be crazy because that's where they announced
Mario
Superstars.
and Sonic at the Olympics 3.
I remember that's where they announced Superstars 2 years ago. But no, I was thinking more something like a small game being announced that like you didn't see coming. And so like last year there was things like Lego Horizon. You're like, what the hell is that?
You're right.
Or like 2 years ago when they said Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, I was like, what? Metroidvania, Prince of Persia, count me in. Like, or like how at the Game Awards last year they did Ninja Gaiden, and you're like, huh? Or Shadow Labyrinth, that Pac-Man Metroidvania, you were just like, what, Jeff? What are we doing? Like, what is this? Like,
then again,
something be like, well, here's the thing. There is I did hear that there were talks, and Scalebound being revived is looking more and more like a possibility.
Oh my god,
man!
I almost don't want to hear this. I almost don't want to hear this.
I almost don't want to hear this either. But like, I do understand that Microsoft is publishing Ninja Gaiden 4. Ninja Gaiden 4 is being developed by Platinum and Team Ninja together. So like,
there's a bridge.
I've been hearing talks. I think it was they are like they have been talking. They're being like, yeah, if you want to do this, we can do this.
Here's my problem with that, Mark. Here's my only thing that's stopping me from making this reality. Okay. Kamiya was the director on that game. Kamiya is not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He's working on Okami's sequel. So you know what I mean? Like all of the big old heads from Platinum that created and founded that studio are gone. So do you think they just like do you think Microsoft kept that IP? Because I understand that Microsoft was the one funding that IP.
I don't think they ever got rid of the IP.
All right. Hey, look, I believe you. I'm down for that.
And that's the thing, is because I've been hearing that, because if there is one game everyone was super disappointed about and definitely wants to become a reality, it's Scalebound.
Yeah, me too. Me too, because Platinum, for me, when they see the name Platinum on it, it's usually a good sign of quality. Even at their worst, they're still better than most games. Like, and I've seen their
Like-
worst. Their worst is like the Teenage
Like,
Mutant Ninja Turtles
if you want
game
to
they
say,
made.
like, probably when like morale for Xbox took a huge hit, it was the cancellation of Scalebound.
Yeah.
That caused a huge blow to morale.
But see, my problem is this, Mark. Platinum, and I understand Platinum has multiple teams, they do multiple things. I'm just trying to understand the workload for Platinum to be doing Scalebound of all things, because they're doing Ninja Gaiden 4, right? There's the alleged rumor that Nintendo's on their ass about Astral Chain 2. Where do you fit Scalebound in there? Because
Don't
there's
necessarily
there's
have
always
to start. They don't have to start
there's-
from zero. They technically do have somewhat of a product.
and then there's also always rumors about a Nier 3. So like where do you fit like Scalebound in this production? Because like that's do you take the original things that they were already working on and finish it basically, or
That's what I would
do you
imagine.
start? I don't think so, because I would assume how that game wasn't that far into development if they could just easily cancel it like that. So I would assume they pick it up from scratch and make it a Series X PS5 game.
I would imagine that's a possibility. I don't know if they would start exactly from zero, but they definitely if they go back a little bit to redo some mechanics and stuff like that.
I doubt it'd be from 0-0, but they definitely be starting over on a lot of. It's kind of like how Metroid Prime 4, right? 2017 they announced it. 2019 they had to come out and say, "Hey, we didn't like how this was going, so we restarted production." I don't assume most of the ideas from that original framework was thrown out. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right, so I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think about that, to be honest.
To be fair,
Scalebound would be cool though. Scalebound would be cool. That would be a big get for Xbox. Because like right now, if we look at the lineup right now of PlayStation first party this year and Xbox first party this year, Xbox is doing killer numbers with their first party this year.
Imagine Phil's face if it's a Banjo-Kazooie Unreal Engine 5 remake.
You shut your whore mouth.
Relax.
You shut your. You know what, Mark? I would bet on Kingdom Hearts more than I would bet on Banjo-Kazooie at this point.
I feel like if anything Banjo was actually announced, I think Phil would actually pass out.
I don't think I would. Yeah, and then they said a Switch 2 port. I'd cry.
He would actually just kind of like. He'd like go with the ether.
I would cry, because that is a game where, like, yeah, I'd play it on Xbox if it was an exclusive, obviously. But like, if they said Switch 2 port, oh my god,
you're gonna hear the thump from the other room as he hits the ground.
I'm gonna be working that day, so I will literally hit the floor at work, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna have that Summer Games Fest going while I'm at work. By the way, I don't give a damn.
Oh, crazy!
They're gonna run into. They're gonna like Phil, get the smelling salts.
Like, oh my lord, because there's also, you have to remember, there's one thing that could make this a reality. What is Toys for Bob working on with Microsoft?
Yeah, everyone's speculating it's Banjo.
I don't know if it's Banjo with the way they talk, like the Tiki thing. I think it's Crash again, but I hope it's because I would like Crash or Spyro. I know that Microsoft owns them now, so. But I'm not against the idea of Banjo. That'd be so sick. I know that Rare doesn't necessarily have to work on their IPs anymore because they kind of lend them out. Perfect Dark is an example.
Another thing that could show up.
And Perfect Dark and Killer Instinct are the example there, because those are not developed by Rare, but those are Rare IPs. Battletoads as well. I don't know, man. I don't know. Lots of cool stuff.
But
Cool stuff, man.
I will just kind of bring it up. This is still round 1 that we're looking at. There's still assumed around 2 of like developers that just will like fill up like another page.
We're in the summer, baby. This is one of my favorite times to be a gamer, dog. We get one, I didn't realize we were gonna get a console launch around this time, so that's kind of crazy. But 2, this is usually where all the big announcements come out, baby. Like, this is it. We in the let's get hype mode. We're in the hype mode.
Get hype up.
I think I think it's then time to kind of turn our heads towards Nintendo Switch 2. I know we just like lightly touched up on it so far in the pod, but it's as far as like general excitement, things that we're ready for.
In Nintendo tradition, give it a year, Smash will be announced.
Was that always the case?
No, it's not always the case. We Brawl took like 2 years. Brawl was announced before the Wii came out, but it took 2 years to come out.
That's why I say, like, keep in mind, it's not usually not long after a Switch, like a Nintendo console comes out that
No,
Smash is
wait a
usually
minute.
announced.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna hit you with the. When did Smash for Wii U come out? 2014.
That sounds kind
right.
of close. That sounds
right.
Was Wii U 2012, 2013?
Wii U's 2012.
I feel like it was before 2014.
2 years. The fastest Smash Brothers that had a turnaround was there's two Smash Brothers that had fast turnarounds. Melee, because they announced the Melee, right? And then they said it comes out 2 weeks after the GameCube launch.
Hmm.
And
it
then
was a launch title.
So technically it was a launch title that didn't make launch. It was off by 2 weeks. And then you have Ultimate, which was announced the year before with a teaser, talked about again in June, released December.
Yeah, it was released about a year after the Switch released.
Yeah.
Smash for Wii U, September 2014.
Okay, so yeah, I was right.
I thought it felt like 2013.
No, it was 14. They announced it in 2013, I believe.
Mm.
So there's
something
so maybe 1 to 2 years. You can give it that time frame.
That's the thing.
But also,
it could go faster if they decide to just do what
But also, Mark,
and just do the Smash.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Mark. When it comes to Smash, we are in the most. I feel like this is going to be one of the hardest games to predict in this next entry in the franchise, because here's the problem: where do you go from here? You don't. Because Mario Kart. I said the same thing because when it was just Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, all this DLC's coming out. There's 96 courses to race on. Where do you go from there, right?
World.
The logical answer was open world. Yeah, I didn't realize it until I saw it, but I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Open world is crazy. Like, it's basically Burnout Paradise. That's really sick. I know. I love that game. By the way, the Switch version is sick. 60 frames. Love that game.
To the Paradise City.
Yeah. Now we're definitely getting the copyright.
Relax.
It was only 3 seconds.
I mean, they can still copy for that.
That's all it took for Styx to hit me with the copyright claim. That's all I gotta say.
Don't remind him.
That's all I gotta say.
It
but anyways,
similar to our song.
I don't care if they made Renegade, right? That song is kind of a fire song, but still, like. Anyways, the point is, Smash Brothers is so. Where do you go from there? Like,
we
the
go
only
from
thing
Ultimate,
I can think,
you know.
The only thing I can think of when it comes to Smash is make a Switch 2 edition. Make it a little 4K, add the missing stages that were never in there, like make sure you add all the stages from the old games that got cut, that weren't included. You know,
and continue DLC passes.
Maybe a DLC pass. Yeah, a DLC pass here and there.
I think is like, if you just port Ultimate and give more characters and stages, that works.
That works. That's the thing. Like, you don't really need another Smash Brothers, in my opinion. It's kind of hard to even think of the idea of another Smash Brothers. If they do a new Smash Brothers, it has to be such a different game. Like, I'm talking like the original 12 characters have an entirely new moveset kind of thing. Like,
I just think, like, especially after Ultimate, I've said before, they have put themselves into a position to where any reduction in the roster size is only going to cause a problem.
And like, the problem is we can't expect that roster size. We can't expect that roster size because there's no shot in hell to get Disney to sign off again. Do you know what I mean? Like,
they might be the most they can do for Disney right now is probably be allowed to keep Sora in, but that's probably about it.
If that, you know what I mean? I feel like it was kind of a miracle they got Cloud in base roster.
Oh yeah.
So it's tough to think like what else they can do. So that's my only thing is, like, I would just want them to basically make it to where when you play 8-player Smash, it doesn't drop a little bit like frame rate, because it definitely does on Switch,
100%.
for sure. And like with the boost and Switch 2 power, you can just make a Switch 2 edition that kind of bumps that up. So 8-player runs
imagine
smooth.
how good Ultimate would look now with the Switch 2 stuff. Ooh.
Maybe Switch 2 edition has a better net code. That'd be kind of sick.
Oh my god, it needs one.
If
For
they,
all
were
the
to give
hell.
if they were to give Ultimate on Switch 2 rollback netcode,
That would be.
That's what I'm saying.
That would be a nightmare to work on.
Let's see. Like I said, mention all the stages, because there is a ton of stages they didn't include from the older games. Because we have every character in the series. We don't have every stage in the series.
I thought we had almost every stage.
Almost, but
almost.
there's a definitely some 64 stages that didn't make it. Definitely some melee stages that didn't make it. Pokeflows is not there, so
Rip.
but then like the big, like there's some big ones that were included. Like did Rainbow Road make it? Is Rainbow Road in the new one?
Was there only one?
Yeah, 3DS.
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Is that in Smash Ultimate? Do I have to pop in my cart right now and find out?
I mean, we can look it up. That might be a little faster.
yeah. That might be a little faster. TBH. Yeah. My bad.
Of course, the main thing we all look forward to with Smash, since Brawl, is the guests.
I mean, at this point, it's not a guest, right? These are all like
new introductions.
Yeah. This is not a guest thing. This is more of a it's a video game franchise that's popular. That means it's historical reasoning to be there.
I guess they don't.
Let's include it.
It's a celebration of gaming in general.
Yeah. Oh, so it's not there. Rainbow Road 3DS.
Nah.
Okay.
I know it can literally be anyone.
I know it's Rainbow Road 3DS is not on there. Pac-Man's 3DS is not on there, which is the better Pac-Man stage. I don't know why they chose Pac-Man.
I do.
Jesus Christ. Jesus goddamn Christ for that one. Orbital Ring System from Wii U is not on there. Yoshi's Woolly World is not on there.
Damn.
Planet Zebus from 64 is not on there.
Ooh.
Pokefloats from Melee is not on there.
That makes us
do you see what I mean? That there's a bunch of stages. They just throw them in there. Screw it. Sweeten the deal. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But like the thing is, especially after Ultimate, anybody can get into Smash. That's like from a game. Anybody. It's no more just Nintendo. It's no more just this. It's everybody.
And you know what? You can easily resolve all problems, allow everyone to be in there, if you just add infinite money glitch.
Money glitch.
Nintendo just needs more money on them.
But as well,
so everyone buys Switch 2.
I think companies also became more open to it. I think because they see that Smash is a great advertising opportunity.
It is. Yeah.
Also, hella big
for sure.
That's why I think that it is possible still. Granted, it probably would still be a little pricey, but I think companies will be willing to give you more of a break because they realize how much money they'll get back from the advertising of being in the game.
Yeah. So I think that's the problem. My problem with Smash is, do I want a new Smash? I don't know, man. But now here's my problem. I said this about Mario Kart, and now we got Mario Kart World, and so I kind of go back and forth that if they do a new idea and there's something completely different, then I think I'm down for a new Smash.
Super Smash Brothers Universe.
I just don't know what that looks like or how that would play out. Because again, there's no way you're gonna match that roster again. There's just no way. And thank God it's backwards compatible on Switch too.
I just know if that man manages to keep this entire roster and just one up it again, I'm gonna say, okay, Sakurai's unmatched.
Yeah, dead ass. So like I said, I don't know how you would even think about that.
Yeah, I guess
I can't fathom the idea of a new Smash Brothers.
I think, like I said, I think we're just gonna get like a Smash Ultimate Deluxe or Smash Ultimate
Okay, wait, guys, relax, because you guys are going through an infinite loop, and I need to stop you guys right there. Because this is a Smash tangent that went on a little too long, and now you guys are looping again.
I ended it. I didn't think he was gonna keep going. Final verdict. I don't know how you continue Smash from here. It's hard. Switch 2 edition would be cool.
Yeah.
I would pay
Okay.
another $80 for that, and I hate myself for that, but it's fine.
It
Continue.
is.
But
It is what it is.
but I can't really think of much that, because like there's a lot of games I'd be excited to see, but narrowing it down to one is hard for me.
I understand that. I'm honestly
Yeah,
very curious about a new 3D Mario. How do you like outdo like Odyssey?
You know what? That's funny. Here's the thing. I feel like that's why it's Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Hmm.
How do you
Like he is the
outdo Mario
Mario of this
Odyssey?
new generation.
I feel like they want the way their Nintendo's positioning Donkey Kong right now is that
Funny monkey.
Donkey Kong is the original mascot. I mean, the original Nintendo arcade game is Donkey Kong.
Yeah, sure,
I mean,
he's
it's
Donkey
radar.
Kong.
It's Radar Scope, but Donkey Kong is the popular one that made put Nintendo on the map video game wise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like Big Monkey was the first thing.
Yeah, because Mario didn't even have a name back then. It was
Yeah.
Jumpman.
Jumpman.
It's
That boy,
that boy's up to
something.
something.
Yeah.
But like, I think they're trying to position Donkey Kong again to bring him back into the limelight as like this is Donkey Kong is a big deal. I didn't think about the fact that I'm wearing Donkey Kong right now.
It was on purpose. I know it.
You mentioned that. It's funny that you mentioned
I didn't
that
think about it.
because tangent side tangent. I was at that gelato place,
Okay.
Justin, the one that we got the gelato for at the wedding.
Oh yeah.
I was at that place. Literally saw a guy there. Had the hat on. He had the glasses, the beard, a Donkey Kong shirt. I was like, "Is this White Phil?"
He's stripped out of his mind.
Yeah, dude, that's East Coast. That's East Coast Philip.
That's the thing. I was like, "Bro, I found another version of Phil."
Yeah, there's like East Coast of like versions of us.
Philly.
I got it.
We'll call him Philly.
I'd like to think the East Coast Phil is like a passionate Xbox fan, like how I am about Nintendo. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But yes. Anyways, Mario is I feel like that's what they're doing, right? They chose Donkey Kong because Donkey Kong's not Mario. They can do a little bit more different gameplay ideas.
Slightly, quite different, but also kind of have, because a theory is that like this is the Odyssey team working on this. Obviously not confirmed.
It's the Odyssey team.
Yeah, it has that vibe, doesn't it?
Around that. Yeah. Let's not BS around that. It's definitely the Odyssey team.
Graphically, it's actually pretty wild that it's a Nintendo game as good as it looks.
Because well, the Odyssey team is the main Nintendo team. Like that is
they are like the Nintendo team.
Yeah, that is the original like R&D. Like I think it's the studio that Miyamoto founded. Obviously, he's not the director. He hasn't directed a Mario game in years. But like that is the team at Nintendo. Like that is the number one internal team. And next to them is the other one that makes the Zelda games. So it's like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it's kind of, yeah, that is the showcase like piece.
Like if there's anyone who's going to push like gaming for like Nintendo, it's that team.
Yeah, because right now what is there 4 of them, right? EAD 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the teams.
Something like that.
Something like that. One of them is only dedicated for hardware. Okay. The other ones are all development teams, and one of them it's like you have the team that makes Mario games. There's a separate team that does 2D. There's a separate team that does 3D. Then there's the Zelda team. Then there's the like Mario Kart team. That's their own thing. So
crazy.
Donkey Kong, I'm assuming is definitely our EAD 2, 3. I could be misremembering which one's which, but yes, it's definitely the Odyssey team for sure. Like I wouldn't even be surprised if Koizumi's not the director. I'd be surprised if Koizumi's not the director on that game. All right, like
I think the biggest curveball that Nintendo could throw for an announcement would be like a new F1 or a new fucking Star Fox game.
Oh my god, dog! If they show a Star Fox, that's it. It's game over. I'm not even joking at this point. I don't care who's doing it. Like, because I said that because Platinum is the Miyamoto directed Star Fox Zero, but Platinum developed it. So, like, and it's the Star Fox feels like the big franchise that it's been missing on Switch, right? Like it feels like it was primed for a comeback and nothing happened. There was
One second, be right back.
there was the thing with Ubisoft, right? Starlink, but that was it. Star Fox
fair.
didn't make a single new appearance on the Switch. And so Switch 2 Star Fox would be sick, dude.
That's fair.
That'd be so cool. Even crazier because Argonaut, the original team who made Star Fox, is back. They just remastered Croc. And so if like they're back, you know, maybe they do Star Fox. That'd be cool. That'd be a fun throwback, but no. Who knows though? Because Dylan Cuthbert doesn't work there anymore, obviously. So that's his own. That'd be Q Games. Q Games would be his new team. But I doubt Nintendo wants that. I don't know, man. If they do an internal Star Fox, man, brother. Man. But no, I don't know what else I'd want out of Nintendo, to be honest with you. There's so many games already.
This is true. I can
which
come
is, which
I
is
can,
probably why it's probably why their lineup this year looks so strange. Because these are all franchises these are all games that I'm like, yeah, I wanted this. I want a new Kirby Air Ride. I've been wanting this for 23 years. Like, you know what I mean? Like that
That's
makes
fair.
sense. A new 3D Donkey Kong? Hell yeah. Open world Mario Kart? Sick. I don't know if I necessarily wanted a new Hyrule Warriors, but the way they're approaching it sounds cool. So yeah.
I'd be down.
Metroid Prime 4, I wanted that for years too. Pokemon Legends looks sick. It looks like a good evolution of the Legends brand.
True.
Dragon Drive is a new IP. You know, Nintendo doesn't always make new IPs, and when they do, it's very experimental, like ARMS. Like Dragon Drive feels like the ARMS team. Do you get that vibe?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
I feel like it needs a little bit more. I think it needs more identity to be kind of like similar to ARMS. ARMS just had a lot of vibrance to it.
I have a theory, not a big one, but I have a theory that game they're holding that back. Like they're only showing the one court. Like because I was telling I was telling both of you guys, if that game ends up being like different modes, has online play with everybody, has like crazy new course, like crazy courts to play on, like a bunch of crazy gimmicks and stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, it would be like, I think that game has a big shot of being like really popular. Like if it really if they really go into it, because I feel like they're hiding everything. They only showed us the one course or the one court you play on, and it's pretty basic. But imagine a court where because you have the wheelchairs, right? So imagine courts where you're jumping off ramps and stuff like that, and like all these other like crazy designs they could do. That would be sick. And then it could be like Splatoon, where like this is your base game, and we add free updates and support it for like a year or two.
Okay.
I feel like that would make that game really cool, really cool. I know Anaya and I are the ones that are like really, really down for Dragon Drive. I don't know if you are, Justin. Hopefully you made your tune changes a little bit if they show a little more.
Sure.
I think it looks. I mean, I never thought they'd make like a Rocket League-esque wheelchair game.
I mean, I like the control scheme is really what it is. The two Joy-Cons actually have to like play it like that. It's pretty sick. Yeah. The big mouse mode game. That's what it is. But yes, I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see more of it. I hope they really commit to like doing more. You know what I mean?
It'd be amazing. I hope that
that's an actual like, that's not a digital download only game where it's like they're only going to do a low effort kind of thing. I hope that that's a retail game, a budget retail game that isn't like the $70, $80 price tag. It's maybe 50. You know what I mean? And then it comes with like a bunch of courts to play on and like modes and like all these cool gimmicks. I'd be down for that.
Okay.
That's something. It would be a return for Nintendo to do like fun sports games again, and that's fun, man. They haven't the Mario ones kind of carry that at this point.
Gotcha.
But like, yeah, I don't know, man. I think I'm just hyped for Switch 2, man. I know there's a lot of negativity around it, and I know we've been definitely had our criticisms with a lot of things too.
Sure.
And the price point is there. I get it.
Yeah.
Look, man, I understand. Mario Kart World is $80 because it's $80. That's just how it is. But like, I'm always excited for the next generation Nintendo, man.
I get it. Yeah,
I'm-
I get it.
I'm always excited to see the games that come out on it, and like the games that identify that console. And like, look, man, my son's gonna grow up, and those might be his first Nintendo games. You know what I mean? Like,
It's
True
a
that.
Nintendo household.
you know what I mean? Like those, and Mario Kart World might be his first Mario Kart. And that's kind of crazy to think about. You know what I mean? Like,
He's starting out with peak.
yeah, he's starting out with pretty good games. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
Like
starting
Donkey
off
Kong-
with like years and years of like game experience from devs and from like users experience, all that
Yeah.
amalgamated into like one like copy of a game.
Because
Meanwhile,
imagine
all
if he
start
wants
off
to
with
go.
the beginning.
Yeah, imagine if he wants to go back and play Super Mario Kart to see where the series comes from.
Oh, you'd
Granted,
glow up.
You can
You
still
would
do
glow
that on
up.
Switch too. Yeah. No, well, like I
Bro.
mean, like you could still do that on Switch too. That's
Yeah, you
crazy,
can.
right? But you go in there and you do it, and you're like, "Ew, what the hell is this?"
Ew.
And I'm like, "Yeah,
Brother,
thing is,
this
like,
this is Mario Kart.
What's
this
that,
is how
brother?
it started. This is how it started. This is how we play."
The wildest thing is, you remember it looking so much better.
True that. You look at
Yeah.
like something like 64 or Sunshine, you're like, oh, dude, it could not look any better. And it's like, it did. It does look
And
better.
then it did. Then it
Dude,
does. And you're
literally-
like, that's crazy.
And it's not only that, it's literally like when I turn on the Master Chief Collection and I go to like the classic graphics, I'm like, I
Yeah.
feel myself
You're
age
like,
20 years.
Yeah,
Ugh.
bro, it kills me, especially when you do Halo 2 anniversary on that collection because like.
Ooh.
Yeah, because like you play Halo 1 and it's the 360 version that you're technically running. So like that's cool, but then you play Halo 2 anniversary that is done on Xbox One, and then going back to the original, you're like, what the? Oh no, I'm so old.
I know, it hit, I felt myself age all at once. I was like, oh.
And the crazy thing is that we'll say the same thing about Mario Odyssey. It looks fantastic. And then it's going to get outdone.
Well,
then we're
hold on a minute.
Wild to
Hold
me
on a
is
minute.
how intense it looks, because back then you're like, oh my god, it looks so good, nothing could be more peak. And then you see what we have now, and you look back, you're like, oh god, what happened?
Oh, no, you're right. It got outpeaked.
No.
You don't
What's
remember
crazy-
it looking this bad.
I don't know if we can use Mario Odyssey as an example of that because it's getting the free patch to bump its resolution and frame rate.
I would say Super Mario 64.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, it ups the resolution, but like, there's also like a couple other things that, you know, will make a new game look new.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I say that's because Mario Odyssey is it changes its resolution, right? It's 900p at the
Yeah.
most, and then drops to 720 when it needs to, and
Yeah.
then photo mode is 1080p.
Mm-hmm.
And so imagining that game at a full 1080 no matter what is crazy. That sounds awesome.
Gotta have that 1080p for Instagram.
Absolutely.
I play Mario Odyssey once a year. Like just kind of run it. I don't 100% it. I just kind of run the game. And I've been meaning to do it before Switch 2, but now that I know it's one of the free updates, I'm just gonna do it on Switch 2. I want to see it. I want to see it in its entirety.
Yeah, that's one also I'm looking forward to. Switch upgrade stuff like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It's not gonna look
Oh my
prettier
God.
per se.
No,
It'll just
no,
run
no,
smoother.
I'm popping. That's the first thing I'm trying. Like I'm going to pop in Scarlet or my copy of Violet because I haven't played through it. I've only done the first gym.
Brother.
I know. I hate myself, but guess what? I think I would like to see what it looks like on Switch 2. They're promising a lot of things on that version.
Mm.
They're promising a better draw distance. They're promising a more livelier open world, like more Pokemon on screen. They're promising better resolution, better frame
Mhm.
rate. Now, here's I'm gonna just set the expectation right now. All right,
Sure.
it's not getting 4K. It's not getting 60 frames per second. It is going to cap at 30 frames and keep the 30 frames. I think that's the important part because it can't even keep 30 frames on the Switch 1. So
It'll
if it
definitely
keep,
probably be able to handle way more on the screen.
yeah. So
Sure.
what I'm thinking is cap the frame rate at 30 frames, right? Keep it at a stable. It never drops 30 frames per second. Make it to where the textures aren't just popping in all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And the resolution bump to 1080p would be sick.
To be fair, I am
Once
kind
it-
of gonna miss like the Pokemon just like loading in from being super small
it-
and just sizing up.
Yeah, if it does that and it does it well, I consider that fixed. I don't know about you guys.
I can accept that.
It's bare minimum, yes.
Bare
it's
minimum,
not. It's
accept
still,
that.
yeah. It's definitely the bare minimum. But yes, I feel like that would fix the game for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know. Here's the thing. I am always in agreement with you guys. That game is really one of the best Pokemon games of all time, and it's hard to express that to people when you show it, and they're like, "What the
You're
hell
like,
is this?"
The fuck is that?
Yeah, and I don't like doing that because I'm like, dude, the mechanics are super fun. I love some of the new designs. It's like, but man, I cannot show that game off to friends. Like, I cannot.
What's that Mario 64 mountain over there? It's like, oh god.
So if it does all that properly, then I consider that game fixed. My favorite thing on that list was like Mario 3D World, and I was like, why? Why? That game is already good. And then I remembered. I was like, you're right. It's Bowser's Fury that has the problem, not 3D World. Bowser's Fury has it to where if you played it in portable mode, it's 30 frames.
Isn't it just both ways?
No, it's 60 frames on the dock, 30 frames undocked.
Okay.
And it has a fluctuating resolution. So 3D World is stable 1080p 60 frames no matter what you do, and then screen it's 720.
Mm-hmm.
Bowser's Fury is a 900p game that drops to 720 when it gets too crazy to keep the 60 frames. But then on undocked, it's 720 no matter what, 30 frames. And it's such a weird thing. So apparently that's what's getting fixed for Switch 2. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Same thing with ARMS. ARMS is a 900p game that drops to 720 when things get too hectic. Now it's getting bumped to 1080.
Fair.
And they're fixing the 4-player. That's the resolution or the frame rate bump. Because that game drops to 30 frames when playing 4 players.
Gotcha.
So things like that, those are going to be the things that I'm looking forward to seeing in some of these games. I'm also excited to see Switch 2 games, like the Switch 2 edition games. I'm picking up Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom day one. So I will be definitely I know I've beaten the game story-wise, but I've never really done a lot of the side quest stuff. So I think I'm going to use this as an excuse to go in and kind of just do side quests.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah, and just kind of explore a little more both worlds. I'm going to do Breath of the Wild first, obviously. So, and I'm going to use that as an excuse for sure. But I'm excited. Justin, what do you have pre-ordered?
Just Mario Kart. Oh, actually, no, lied. Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, and Kirby.
Nice.
Because remember that was like that was just in case, like, you know, if we didn't have any stocks for anything like that. But I'll still lock in on those regardless.
I'm waiting for the day that Phil is going to be playing. He's playing the new Donkey Kong. He's going to look over at his kid and he's going to sing coconut cream pie.
I'll shower you with coconut cream pie.
It's like, oh,
I'm
brother.
Nobody's hero. I'm just a big zero.
To see your kid's face light up.
Mark, you are not picking up a Switch 2 this year, correct? Or at least anytime soon.
Maybe in the holiday season.
There you go. Maybe time for Pokemon Legends.
Maybe in time for Legends. Because
yeah, I have my big 5. They call it the big 5 games I'm picking up day one. Well, physically. I'm just gonna run them. Mario Kart World is obviously happening. Duh, everyone's picking up Mario Kart World. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Switch 2 edition. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 edition.
Switch 2.
I am picking up Street Fighter 6 Years 1 to 2 edition.
Okay.
That is on the pre-order list. And I am picking up Cyberpunk 2077. That is paid off. So I've never played it. I am one of the few that has not played the new the new and improved Cyberpunk. So I would like to actually use this as an excuse to play it. So I'm looking forward to finally jumping into Liberty City. Oh my god, I almost said Grand Theft Auto stuff. Night City, sorry. Good lord. So I'm looking forward to playing that. And I'm thinking to myself, if our GameStop here has an extra copy day one, I think I might pick up Hogwarts. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan in the world. I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan in the world or anything, but like I kind of like the idea of a single player third party game other than Cyberpunk. The one that isn't like such RPG heavy like Cyberpunk is.
Hmm.
I just kind of wanted something to kind of like just play in action. You know what I mean? Like
You could also go watch Edge Runners in anticipation.
He's not wrong. And go through the
He's not wrong.
tragedy.
Actually, and then
But,
every time you hear "I really want to stay at your house," you'll feel
But I
a
also-
breaking in your chest.
I also want to quickly bring up. I want to bring up some digital only games that are going to be available day one. That I think I want to spotlight a couple of them because I feel like these are like the big ones that the number one digital only game everyone should be picking up day one on the Switch 2. I don't care who you are. All right. If you want to push the Switch 2 to its limits and see what it can do, pick up Fast Fusion.
Okay.
All right. $15. That's all its asking price
15.
is. But the game can do 4K 60 frames.
Okay.
120 frames in performance mode.
Holy moly.
4-player split screen.
Oh.
Online play.
Oh.
It has game share. It has like and it's if you've ever played the Fast series, they're like they're the new F-Zero. Like they're the new modern F-Zero. If Nintendo's not going to do it, someone had to do it, all right? So and I remember when Switch 1 came out, Fast RMX was a launch game and we played the ever living hell out of that game. It was so good. And I am excited to play this new game in the series that's going to launch day one.
Gotcha.
Big recommend. I'm an idiot, so I'm probably gonna get Welcome Tour. I don't want to, but like, I'll do it. I have to. Someone on Tanuki Media has to, and I guess it's gonna be me.
But you're not gonna make the content. Don't lie to yourself about this.
But but at least I have something to talk about for it. I know. I hate myself. It's $10 of BS, but yes.
Also, quick side note: just remember, CG Project Red did also say that the sequel is in pre-production.
Oh yeah, they did announce that this week. It's right. Cyberpunk 2 is in production, which is crazy because like Cyberpunk 2 is in production, but we still haven't released The Witcher 4 or the promised Witcher remake. So like, what the hell are we doing here?
To be fair, that Witcher 4 trailer was pretty fire.
Sure, but it's not out yet, and it's not going to be out till like 2027 at least, bare minimum. Like, we're not going to see this Cyberpunk game until it's PS6 already, brother. Like, I'm just saying.
That's funny.
But yes, I think those are two big ones. I also want to bring up that Arcade Archives is also going to be coming to Switch 2 stuff. Like, they do. I don't know if you know this. They hold the world record on Switch. They have released a single arcade game every week since the Switch launched.
They said we are going to do the slow burn to a world record.
And it's been pretty cool because they worked with Nintendo for first party stuff. They've worked with like Namco. Right now they're releasing a lot of Taito and Namco games. They're kind of doing it in waves. Konami, they did a bunch of the Neo Geo. Dog, literally 80% of the Neo Geo library is on the Switch because of them. And that's how I collect Neo Geo games, because I'm not going to lie to you, buying the real copies are expensive. So for $8 a piece, I was like, that's how I get my Neo Geo collection.
I'm going to be real. The new copies, ow.
No way in hell. So the minimum price for
I'm not a big fan.
Listen, the minimum price for a Neo Geo game, which I think is like Magician Lord, is like $1,000. I think I'm all right, dog. I'm gonna keep it really cheap. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I paid $8 and I had my experience. So,
Fair enough.
But I want to bring up the game they're launching day of Switch 2. I want to bring it up because I think it's pretty cool. They're calling it the Arcade Archives 2 because apparently this new system they're doing includes like online play and like new and rewinds and new things that weren't in the original versions of Arcade Archive stuff.
Okay.
And the first game they're going to introduce it with on Switch 2 is a 3D arcade game, which they have never done yet. So they're starting to do 3D games now, which is crazy. Ridge Racer.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Remember that one?
I do remember.
That's a joke if you don't know that reference. Okay. But yes,
gotcha.
Ridge Racer day one, baby. I'm picking that up. You already know. I'm a huge Ridge Racer fan. I love that series.
That's fair.
Picking that bad boy up. But yeah, there's a couple of good digital only games too. You got to look out for. Like it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I know we've been talking about like a lot of the physical and game key card stuff that's coming out, but there's a lot of games that are not going to get physical copies.
Just yeah, period.
Yeah, so like just you should look into the eShop as well day one. Because did you know that they just announced another launch game?
Huh?
Last minute. Yeah. Fantasy Life I, the girl who stands behind.
That one. And then that they get the Switch 2
the
edition.
girl who freezes time. I forgot
Steals
the name.
time.
Fantasy
Steals,
Life
yeah.
I switched to it. Steals time. I was referring to Famicom Detective Club. Sorry. Yes, it's Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time. They're doing the Switch 2 edition, and it's only $2.60 for that upgrade.
That's kind of crazy.
And they're already showing off like differences between the two versions. Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but like Level 5 is freaking back, baby. That game is selling like crazy. Fantasy Life I is selling like crazy, dude. Thank God, dude. Level 5 is a studio that should never close. But yes, that game is financially saving their ass right now. Like,
so we need to put more money into it. Buy more Fantasy Life. I mean, the one. But yeah.
Hey man, if they made a physical copy, I would have been there day one. But like they
you're right.
So now I gotta wait.
That one's a digital.
Yeah. Hey, but Professor Layton's later this year. That's a level 5 game, so I'm back. Where's Deca Police, brother? I need that game already.
It's somewhere. It's somewhere.
I hope that's a Switch 2 game. I'd pick that up. That's cool.
That one's under the bed.
Yeah, but yes, like that's another Switch 2 edition game coming out that day. So definitely check that out too if you already have Fantasy Life or you're thinking about getting it.
I'm thinking about it.
The improvements are crazy. So like they actually bump it to 60 frames, 4K. The models are all up res. Like it looks really good.
Gotcha.
They're showing comparisons and it's kind of crazy. But I think I'm just ready for the next era of Nintendo, man.
I'm ready too. You know what? I'm so ready. I got some new stuff ready for testing for like at least that very day. So I have I got a USB like adapter for hopefully the camera can work with.
Yup.
So we'll see if that even works. Hoping that this one really works. The GameCube controller adapter. These are all things you can find on Amazon. So if this works, that means you guys can benefit from it too. Because I've literally been I looked at my shopping cart on Nintendo whenever they dropped like the GameCube controller, and I was so close twice to like just going for it. I was like, let's just try and see if this works. And we do have like a controller or someone who's ordering a controller to test that one out too. Yeah, Katrina.
It's me. He's talking about me.
I'm talking about Katrina.
Yeah, Katrina. He's talking about me. I got 2 controllers. Yeah, I got one through my account, one through Katrina's account. So we are getting we can do proper Soul Calibur 2 matches as God intended, all right?
As God intended.
As God intended, that we can play proper Soul Calibur 2 like real men, like the proper society that we used to be.
And we can use Game Share.
No, not for GameCube games. Oh yeah, you know what? We didn't even bring that up. GameCube games day one, brother.
That's true.
Really?
Yeah.
We don't even have to pay for that. Well, I mean, we're on the expansion pack, but we don't have to. We don't pay
extra for it.
Yeah, there you go. Like they're just throwing that in.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, brother! freaking day one, you can play Wind Waker, you can play Soul Calibur 2, you can play F-Zero GX. That's a lineup. Like
it's good.
You got one of the best fighting games ever made. You have one of the best racing games ever made, and you have one of the best adventure games ever made. Like that's one hell of a lineup.
And then of course the future library up ahead is very promising.
Brother.
I didn't even talk about Fire Emblem. I didn't talk about
the Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance is the big one. That's crazy. Chibi Robo's a big one too, bro. Like that's an expensive GameCube game. Luigi's Mansion 1, we finally have the Holy Trilogy together. Freaking Mario Sunshine's on that list, which is kind of weird because All Stars, but that's fine.
That's fine. You can't buy it anyway.
Yeah, it's fine. Exactly. You can't buy it, so I guess this is one way to get it. So there's that. Mario Strikers, that's the other one.
Yeah.
Bangers. Literally all of them absolute bangers on the GameCube, bro. Like that's crazy. And then like the possibility of obviously the games they haven't announced. Mario Kart Double Dash would be so sick online, brother. It's not even funny.
Ooh.
It's not even funny.
Um,
Mario Party 4, 5, 6, and 7 all have possibilities to show up.
Honestly, if you just put all the Mario sports games from GameCube, you kind of clear everything.
Yeah, Mario Golf Toadstool Tour, Mario Power Tennis is god tier. Freaking Mario Superstar Baseball. Oh my god. Freaking Star Fox Adventures, Star Fox Assault.
There's just one that they're missing that we're not really talking about, and that's a Dance Dance Revolution Mario mix.
I thought you were gonna say Melee. We didn't bring up Melee, but yeah.
I'm waiting until 64 shows up.
Yeah, I feel like if Melee would show up if 64 shows up first. If 64 shows up finally eventually, Melee's guaranteed. I think I think those are the easiest ones to re-release because they don't have to do licensing like if they ever did Brawl, they'd have to pay Konami and Sega for Sonic and Snake. So it's kind of hard. Yeah,
that one's tough.
So
there's not much reason unless it was part of like a retro library.
Exactly. So those are the two I think. And imagine, dude, Melee online is crazy to think about. It's not going to work well, but
my palms are already sweaty.
Yeah, and so GameCube games in general, and then just like in general, the fact that they're still updating those apps, man, we're still getting all these good games. So, man, dude, I don't know, man. Is this the best Nintendo launch lineup?
I don't know. I think we're back though. All things considered, I think we're back.
I think so, man. It's we're back. We're back, brother. Mark, jump on the Switch 2 hype train so we can do funny game chat stuff.
I was gonna say the first thing, game chat, and he'd be like, "Aren't we?"
Sounds like a plan to me.
It's so that when you buy Mario Party Jamboree Switch 2 edition and I get a star, I can flip you off the whole time.
On camera, so you can't have you don't have to turn
because I got the camera, Mark. I'm ready to show you.
Bro, I swear, I swear, you're lucky if we're on Twitch. Otherwise, I could up the ante. I'll moon you.
We're not doing it on Twitch though. I'm just a random session, dog. Just one night. Let's hit it up. One Saturday where I have off, where you can just sit down and play it.
Actually, no, I wouldn't moon you. It's probably more of a Gabe thing to do.
I already told Gabe I'd do it first.
Crazy. All things to claim.
It's funny. It's funny because it zooms in on your face when you get a star, and so I'm like, "Oh, let's go." There's gonna be so much trolling. It's not even funny.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of like what they also do this with Mario Kart World, where they'll just like kind of put you attached to your racer, so you pass them, you see their face too.
That's an idea from like what the Mario Kart arcade games, right? They used to do that.
Yeah, I do remember that. I remember that.
Yeah. So I'm kind of down, man. I'm kind of down, man. There's so many. I just have one really quick thing. I just want one quick thing. It might be a tangent, but I don't want it to be a tangent. It's just a quick question.
Okay.
Mario Kart World DLC?
Yes.
You think how?
As they've always been doing it. And islands, separate islands.
Oh, so you think it'd be a separate island? Like it wouldn't be like.
Yeah, like a Green Hill.
What did you say? But like, I struggle with the idea of DLC on that game because everything's interconnected, and so like, would they just add a whole new section to the map with new courses?
Yeah, that's what I think. Kind of the best thing you could probably do.
Because I don't know, man. That's kind of...
It'd be jarring if it was just like a menu thing where it's like, oh, DLC courses. No, it'd have to be kind of like connected somehow. So why don't we just have it like as separate islands that you can kind of like quickly warp to?
My goal as soon as I pop in Mario Kart World, I'm going to run the Grand Prix. And I'm gonna unlock the Special Cup, so I can have that open. And then I'm gonna just and then once I beat all the Grand Prix stuff, then I'm gonna go explore the open world and free roam and do the missions and whatnot.
That's Ooh, I didn't really think about it. I think I'd like to do more exploring.
I want to get accustomed to the games like physics and controls. Because, dude, the Nintendo Today app that they've been showing the water physics, it's been crazy. It looks like Wave Race. It has like the same kind of like flow as Wave Race.
Oh, interesting.
Which is like if you actually play Wave Race. Oh my god, Wave Race Blue Storm on GameCube. Anyways, if you play Wave Race, it's literally up to this day one of the best games that has water physics. So if they took that water physics engine where it's like kind of random, so it's never always going to be the same.
I think I was gonna say. I guess I'm glad that they went and abandoned underwater, just like karting. Just for this.
I am kind of glad they abandoned that, because for me that's not fun. Like it was an interesting gimmick because then you can make courses underwater.
Yeah.
But like realistically, it doesn't really do much. It just means you're driving underwater. It's not like they changed. It's not like anti-gravity where like there's actual mechanics you have to take into consideration.
Yeah. Which now they're going to.
At least now, if it's on the water and in surface like level, then there's waves to consider, and that means you can do tricks off of it. You can jump off things. I've seen the blue shell hit the water and then it creates ripples.
And that's cool. Yeah.
So like there's more interesting, unique things you can do on top of the water than underneath the water, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited, dog. I'm excited.
Gotcha.
But like, how do you feel, Justin? What's your hype level right now?
It's pretty up there. Like I have this whole. I mean, granted, like we all kind of create our own hype. So for me, I have Monday and Tuesday of streaming just to like, bide my time before like the Wednesday midnight launch. And so I'm gonna do Breath of the Wild first. I'm gonna try to beeline to Ganon for the first time. I've never done it, and then I'll just have like a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe like goodbye session, where we're just like doing online stuff, because I just love doing that anyway.
Yeah. It's so funny we say goodbye because we still play Mario Kart 8.
We still can, but would we really though?
Yeah. Depends on if we don't want to play the courses we've already played through.
Like unless you want to play Yoshi's Island, I get it.
Well, I sure as hell don't want to play that stupid ice cream one, but here we are. I sure as hell do not. Why they chose that for the game, I don't know. But like, cool. Thanks, Nintendo. I really love that track.
They loved the highlight stream with the blue shells on it, and they were like, you know what? That sounds so chaotic.
You know what's even worse? They even put my favorite double dash track in the game. I mean, my absolute favorite, Justin. I'm being sarcastic. I can't stand this goddamn course. Dino Jungle's in there. I want to die. I can't. I literally can't stand that.
I mean, maybe it'll be different this time.
Maybe this time it'd be cool to explore free roam, I guess, with dinos and whatnot. But like, man, I hate that course. I hate that course so much. I am excited to see the new courses. Those are always my favorites in Mario Kart.
That's true. I want to see more of the Donkey Kong one.
That spaceport. Ooh, that one looks sick, dude. That one looks sick. Riding off the walls and stuff. Oh god.
Yeah,
dude. Is it June 4:30? Come on, man.
I mean, we're so close. We're so close.
We're so close.
Just around the corner.
I can taste it.
I'm definitely.
But we're back, brother.
We're so back.
We're back. We're so back. Nintendo, we're back.
So weird. I'm still looking forward to GameCube. Actually.
Weird, dog. I'm very much looking forward to playing those in widescreen with a better resolution. Like, because like Wind Waker doesn't have widescreen, but Soul Calibur and
you're right. Yeah. I mean, that's not a huge hit on me, but the fact that it can't support, the fact that there is widescreen support when it's applicable for the games, that's great.
Yeah. Most GameCube games have widescreen support. It's honestly, it's a lot of first-party Nintendo games that don't. It's like Wind Waker and Mario Sunshine don't.
Fair, okay.
Luigi's Mansion doesn't. But like some of the third parties and some of the later games, they definitely support widescreen.
Yeah.
Like I think Pokémon might. I'm not sure.
I don't. Yeah, I'm trying to recall if they even had widescreen support on that one. I don't
even remember. But yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I use it when it's applicable, but other than that, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, fair point. Oh man, I just know that like when Coliseum and Gate of Darkness comes out, it's like what do we do about like the online connection stuff? Like there's something that Nintendo could do, Pokemon could do, and I'm just kind of waiting for them to just greenlight that.
That'd be sick, but nah.
We'll find out.
I think those are gonna be there purely for the single player campaign stuff.
And that's acceptable too. I can't even front.
I mean, I don't know. I don't own them. I've never played them.
Damn, it's a good time.
I
It's a
know.
good time.
I'm the rare few that have never played Pokemon Coliseum or XD Gale of Darkness. So I'm looking forward to playing those.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
and me both, Bill.
See?
What are you talking about, Mark?
I was more of the main line. The only GameCube one I ever really played was the Coliseum.
Okay, well at least you have a bit of that, but otherwise I will.
Yeah, I've never even touched
remember.
Coliseum. Yeah. I was also mainline Pokemon. I never really played like I know Battle Revolution is just a glorified like 3D battler, but like
That's true. That's true.
I never Battle
I never-
Revolution is Stadium on crack.
yeah.
It is
Well,
very
when it comes to the
aesthetically pleasing.
actual when it comes to the actual battling, yes. Other than modes, it sucks.
Yeah.
But like I have only played like Stadium 1 and 2. Obviously those are goated.
Yeah.
But like Coliseum, XD Gale of Darkness, I've never played them. Like I've never even touched them. I knew they had a campaign that's exclusive to those games.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm actually kind of looking forward to seeing what that is. And I understand the shadow mechanics. I know that that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I've never played them. I'm looking forward to trying something different.
For sure. Gotcha. And yeah, you're in for a treat for both like the music, the Pokemon, the music. It's all there.
Don't hype me up.
I will.
I know.
I'll make it my mission.
We are definitely getting far into this. I know.
Okay,
It's hard to not like. Oh, I mean, like I'm cool. I understand
I'm
like
kinda
you're
chill.
tired and everything.
No,
Like, here's the
it
thing.
was definitely Summer Games Fest. That could have been like an absolute slog.
Yeah. Here's the thing. It's that's what I've been like trying to get at. Like
Okay.
it's hard not to be like super long in this episode because it's literally the final moments before the Switch 2. We are about to enter new console territory. We're about to enter a new era of Nintendo. You know, it's been a long time coming. 8 years of the Switch 1. All right, like we're technically on year 9 of releases for this console. So
Yeah.
it's
And it's not
and, like,
dead
and
yet either.
no, that's the thing. I said this is my final pickups for Switch 1 before Switch 2. That doesn't mean I'm not picking up Switch 1 games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's going to always be Switch 1 pickups, especially because a lot of cool games are still coming out for Switch 1 this year and only Switch 1. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So it's more of it's time. It's a new edition, baby.
It's time.
You know what? Did you see the updated list of games they're going to fix?
I kind of wanted to shout that out too.
Yeah, they updated the list. Big games that they're gonna fix. Thank God, Doom Eternal. That's a good one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one to fix. But then there's still games on that list that they haven't said anything. They said they're investigating the situation.
Okay.
So I'm hoping they can fix a lot of this issues. They did that blue bar that says that everything's compatible did fill in pretty nicely. I think they're like confirming 80% of the library, third party wise, will work, and that's
good.
big news.
It's pretty solid.
Oh, wait, hold on.
So, but there are big titles still. Mega Man Legacy Collection 1, Street Fighter 30th Anniversary. Those are kind of big titles, man. I kind of want those to work on Switch too. Tokyo Xanadu is a big one.
Hmm.
Like, what the hell? Like, that's a Falcom RPG. I want that to work. Some Arcade Archives. Some of them are getting patched, but some of them are still on that list. They did
Yeah.
add new games, which kind of scares me. That they found issues with, like Nier Automata, the Switch 1 edition, has issues, and that kind of sucks.
That's kind of
But so I'm hoping they can fix these. I'm hoping they talk to the developers and they fix stuff for sure. But the list that they are fixing is pretty good. It's pretty significant.
Yeah. So here's hoping that they continue to work on that.
Because I think the things that they're confirming is not going to work ever. They're not even games. They're all apps. They're all like the like Hulu and Crunchyroll and like
Damn. Yeah.
some of the British like exclusive ones and some of the Japanese only ones. Those streaming services do not work. They already like are flat out saying no. Whether that's a licensing issue or something, I don't know, but they're flat out saying not going to work on Switch 2. YouTube is on the page that says currently investigating. So,
Oh, my YouTube.
yeah, so I don't know about that one, but and then the one game that's still on that list is Nintendo Labo VR Kit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Everything else though should work. They're investigating the situation, so hopefully they are. And then they did confirm that most of these games will be patched day one, but some of them are going to be a little bit later.
Yeah, that's understandable.
So for some reason, you really need to play Doom Eternal day one. Hopefully that patch is
Crazy.
ready. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know.
Mm.
You know, but I'm glad they're fixing a lot of the games because these are games that needed to be fixed. I know that Fall Guys is on this list. To be honest, just do what they did with Fortnite. The Fortnite fix was don't download the Switch 1 version. They're doing a Switch 2 version.
Mm.
Like that's literally what it is. So Fall Guys would be the same thing, right? It's free to play. Just make a Switch 2 version.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they have the money for it.
Same for Rocket League. If you're gonna do Rocket League, just make a Switch 2 version, and then that way it's free to play.
Yeah, that would be kind of nice. They can do quite a bit with that.
Yeah, I like Fall Guys. I like playing it on my Switch. So if they do a better version that actually is on par,
they have a lot of things that they can put like on par.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing the compatibility of like future games as well.
Me too. I'm hoping that's the case. Here's the thing that scares me though: is new Switch game releases, like Switch 1 games. You know, like obviously those got to be tested out and whatnot too.
Yeah.
As we keep going, so. Hopefully we don't run into any more issues, but like the big ones, the big name ones, I think we're good.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things where they're gonna have something where it's like there's the Switch 1 and the Switch 2 box, hopefully, right? And then you'd kind of assume that they are working on both versions, both versions.
Yeah, like at this point, Switch 1, whoever who's still making Switch 1 games, I'm assuming they're gonna make sure it works on Switch 2 now.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like I'm gonna bring up Capcom Fighting Collection. It's like they're not gonna make a Switch 2 version of this because you can play it on Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason to make it accessible for everyone. Just leave it at Switch 1. You know what I mean? Like that would be the easiest way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of things to look forward to, man. I'm looking forward to testing all this out. I just want to feel it. To be honest with you, I just want to hold it in my hand. Is that weird?
You're not wrong. It's like it's right there. It's right there.
I want to compare it to the Switch 1. I want to just like look at it. I want to
cradle it.
Yeah. I want to pop the Joy-Cons off. I want to
you want to magnetize? You want to see that?
Yeah. I want to see that. I want
off like 5
You want to test if the game key card gets like messed up if you put it close to the magnets.
I don't. Relax.
You want to test to see if the game card has a taste to it.
I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna do the.
They'll vouch for it.
I am going to do the tradition of letting Katrina lick the first cart, so it'll be funny.
Crazy.
Yeah.
They had a flavor the last time.
Actually,
the flavor was gross.
No, honestly, you just have to give it to the baby and just see the reaction. That'll tell you everything.
No, I don't want him to look at me and messed up. That's messed up. He doesn't know any better. I remember when I opened my Switch 1 and I told Katrina about this cart thing, and she was like, "That's bull. That's not a thing." And I'm like, "Yes, it is." So she took my Breath of the Wild copy and she licked it. She went, "Ew, it's gross." I was like, "Yeah, I told you."
You gave her your Breath of the Wild copy and it took her breath away.
I didn't even pop it in the cart in the game into the Switch yet. Like, I was just opening the Switch still.
Pre-testing, you know.
Yeah.
She christened it.
I think Mario Kart's gonna be the first one that gets licked. So.
Oh no.
Give to that new game taste.
Yep. So.
Oh man.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I will say there's definitely going to be versions of games I probably won't pick up the Switch 2 edition. I'll pick up Switch 1. Dragon Quest 1+1 and 2 is probably on that list, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to pick up the Switch 1 version because there's no reason for me to get a game key card.
I feel
But
it.
I've definitely changed my tune on game key cards a little bit. I know I've said it here and there, but like I haven't really said it on the pod, so I'll just be quick. I
I think you have.
still hate it.
I get you.
I still hate it. I do not like the idea of game key cards. They suck for preservation's sake. But I also am a person who wants to play video games, and I don't want it to let it ruin the fact that like there are cool games coming out. Like I know for sure Final Fantasy VII Remake is a game key card. Let's not beat around the bush. They're not going to spend the money on that game to put it on the card.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks that it's going to be like that. But I guess it's better than nothing,
Yeah.
right? Like I
To
guess
some extent, yeah.
I don't like Borderlands 4 is going to be a game key card. Let's also not beat around the bush. And I have been enjoying the Borderlands games on Switch. So naturally, I would like to play 4 on the Switch too. So like, I want to play games. Obviously, I want to play games, and that's the big key takeaway here. Is I shouldn't let the game key cards bother me. Now, if it's super unnecessary, right? And it's just they're just doing it to do it, like Puyo Puyo Tetris.
Yeah.
That you can play the Switch version.
Mm-hmm.
It adds one extra mode that no one's gonna play on the Switch 2. You know what I mean? Sonic kind of hurts me. I do want to play the Switch 2 version of that game, but like Switch 1 version isn't terrible. I beat it 100% like that, so it's not a big detriment. You mean and Yakuza 0, I don't have to play it on Switch 2 because I have it on PS4. So there's things like that. Like I'm obviously going to be a little more weary about it. But like Street Fighter 6 is a game key card. Hell, it's even worse. It's a game key card and it's a download code.
Terrible.
I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, so it's this year's 1 to 2 editions coming out on all three series or Xbox, PS5, and Switch 2.
Gotcha.
The difference is that the PS5 version and the Xbox version is on the disc.
It's kind of cool. Okay.
But and this isn't actually something new, so don't get it twisted, everybody. This is not something new that Capcom does. The DLC characters, years 1 to 2, are a DLC code, no matter which version you get. So the Switch 2 version has the unfortunate thing that it's already a game key card for the game, and then it's DLC code for the characters.
So it's just like it's extra memory, whichever you decide to take it.
Exactly. So, I mean, I'm still getting it on Switch 2 because I like the idea of having Street Fighter 6 on the go. But
I
yes.
get you. Yeah. I think my stance when it comes to game key cards is that, you know what? I'm going to advocate for us to just kind of vote with our wallets as well as our personal preference. So I'm just not going to entertain game key cards, period.
Okay. No, I mean, like, here's the thing. I'm not sitting here going, man, I need to buy every game on the Switch 2 that has a game key card. Hell yeah. That's not what I'm trying to get. It's not what I'm trying to get at. I think it's just more like I don't want to, but if my only option is a game key card, I guess like I shouldn't let it bother me that much. It bothers me no matter what, but I don't I don't think I'm going to pick up Bravely Default at launch. If I can get it for cheaper later and on sale or something, maybe.
Sure.
Maybe. But like I want to play Final Fantasy VII Remake on Switch 2. That's the thing. I want to. I'm going to. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's things like that. There's things like that. That if it's gonna be a game key card, then so be it. I hate it, but I don't want it, but so be it.
I gotcha. In that case, like for me, I just will go for digital at that point.
Yeah, but if there's a Switch 1 edition version of the game, so another good example, Raito remastered. There's no reason to have a Switch 2 key card if the Switch 1 version is also 60 frames. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I'm just gonna get it on Switch 1 where it's an actual card. Come on. Same with again Dragon Quest 1+2. There's no 30 frames on that game is fine. Like, it's not gonna bother me if I can't play it at 60 frames, dog. I'm gonna be real with you. So very, very few things like that.
Gotcha.
But
I think that's everything then.
I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
let's
going
go.
to do like quick shout outs to actually I'll do these real quick. Nintendo Switch gets updates here and there. They had one for Switch Online, so like the leftmost icon when you go into the home screen, it's a new sound effect. The layout's different. They have like a dark theme on that. You can change your character. Your avatar and the background behind it actually will change like background colors too. So nice little touch up. I think it's like a touch bit snappier, so I appreciate that. And then oh yeah, shoutouts to Elden Ring Night Raid. I was actually that was always going to be my placeholder for like Switch 2, just like to allocate funds somewhere. And it's so funny because, with Night Rain, it was like a $50 like deposit I put onto that. And then Night Rain comes out and it's actually $40. I was like, whoa, wait, really? Crazy. That's not bad though. I appreciate that they decided to go with a price drop at that point. But yeah, like with Night Rain, I guess I'll hold off on it. I like the idea of like multiplayer, but I don't like it to just be like heavy multiplayer orientated for some of these games. I can take it like with Mario Kart for some reason, I guess. But yeah, that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. For real.
But yeah.
All right.
I think that's it. No,
That's it. It's the final
That's it.
stream
The final
before
countdown.
Switch 2. And the Switch will
is
still
it.
be with us.
And we will be playing the Switch 2. I'm definitely doing the system transfer. I'm going to be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a mess for me, but
Oh yeah. For you,
it's going to be a mess
especially.
for me. But I'm not going to let it ruin me like I did the OLED, where I didn't play the OLED for 2 days straight because I was installing everything. I'm going to kind of just periodically install things here and there.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And so I don't overload my Switch 2 yet. Obviously Switch 2 games take priority, so I'm going to play those first and check them out.
Yeah, essentially I just want to like log in and transfer like just account details and not necessarily games. I'll just do that manually as well.
Exactly.
Because there's some things I just won't get like a Switch 2 update, so there's not really much of a need for that.
Exactly.
But
got
alrighty,
her on
guys.
the right.
Yep. Alrighty. So with that in mind, we will go ahead and call it here. Guys, thank you all so much for tuning in for this episode of DangIT Prodcast. It's been episode how many episodes has it been? It's been 546. My name is Justin.
Mark.
And I'm Philip.
And thanks for watching, everybody. #bye, everybody.